All right, you can hear me fine, right? Both of you?
I can hear you. Yeah.
You're a little quiet.
You
Me?
are a little quiet. Yeah.
Zoom. That's the gain on my audio. You're listening to me through Zoom, right?
We are listening to you through Zoom, correct?
Does this help at all? Is it any better?
It's exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how to fix that. It's Zoom.
I love that your like stream loading thing is New World.
I don't even know
on
what that
YouTube,
is.
You're loud. What if I just muted you there? Oh wait, no, that's not going to work. Then I'm going to hear myself.
Then we're gonna hear ourselves and all that other stuff.
Nobody wants that.
Well, wait. You don't want to watch this. You want to mute the stream. You don't. You want to mute YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Um.
You want to mute YouTube because not only will it be you'll hear your own voice, but it'll be delayed.
So you're
Like-
hearing me through
Oh,
Zoom,
yeah,
Three to
that
right?
five
is
seconds,
really annoying.
5 to 15 seconds. So like, because we're same states, we'll have low ping, right?
You're
I don't know.
but you're hearing me through Zoom, right? And that's where I'm not loud enough.
Yeah. Through Zoom, you are not loud enough.
I'm just not sure how to fix that then.
I can just live with it if you just balance the audio for YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, testing. Okay, say
That,
something,
or
Sean.
if you wanted to,
It's looking good for YouTube, the sound levels.
we could do something in the Discord and give all the people that we're going to be playing with a special role so that only they can join the channel and things like that. And webcams through Discord.
No.
Otherwise-
Let's work with the GM's setup. He's doing Zoom, so we're going to be in Zoom.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right, I think we're going to go. You have the power. I mean, if the GM can't hear us, then we're just like, you know.
I mean, I can hear Sean just fine. I just can't hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'm
I
fine.
can hear you, but I have to be like,
I mean,
I don't know why that
in
would
your
happen.
microphone settings, are you sure it's coming through your like main mic? Because I didn't hear your audio change at all as you were getting closer, so it might be going through headphone mic.
ooh, Sean with the good ideas.
Oh, I think I know what's happening then.
You silly bitch.
Yes. Thank you, Sean. That was the key. Hold on.
Because I remember you saying headphone. No, wait.
How
that
about
isn't
now?
the speaker.
Oh, all right,
much
now we're in
better.
business,
There we go.
baby.
Okay.
Let's go.
Fixed.
All right, and I'm gonna feed from Zoom into OBS, and which will not be me because OBS will listen to the mic. Okay, I think we're good.
Let's go.
Test. We're good.
Chat audio levels. Chat.
All right.
Takes chat a while to respond. We're good.
Okay. All right. How are things?
Mate.
Is the world clear to everybody? Someone in chat who's not Sean. Good stuff. Okay, good.
Thank you, Avery.
All right. I see we have two of our players who are in the chat, and what we're saying right now will live on my channel, and it's streaming right now.
Ooh.
Okay, so let me
Right.
introduce folks. At the bottom is Tabletop Bro, aka Austin, who is going to be our game master for Dungeon World.
That's what I do.
Sean and Sean is also on the screen. Sean and I had our first session of Dungeon World last week. And how do you
2 weeks
think?
ago. I've been
Or
counting the days.
2 weeks ago. And
True, dude, he's been DMing me on Slack like every single day, which is awesome, by the way. Like, no one has ever been that enthused about a game that I've run before.
yeah,
So-
that's why I recruited Sean in my games. Nothing serves a GM's ego more than an excited player.
An enthusiastic player.
Yeah. And Sean's a great player to have for that reason. So anyway, I'll just say, since the viewers kind of know me, I'm going to say a little of what I think. I had a lot of fun. First of all, I'm not a player very often, and I don't get a chance to be creative on the player side much. And so I got a chance to play this character, which anyway, probably makes sense. Well, first of all, Dungeon World I really like for being able to focus on that side without the, quote, distractions of rules as much. You can still roleplay in Pathfinder 2e fine, but
Yeah.
there's something to be said about... I mean, it's like you
The-
could say the opposite. Like, it's...
You can say that if you don't mind me interrupting.
Go ahead. This is a
Yeah, so
yeah. Oh, let me also introduce folks. Sean is a big figure in the server, the Discord community. He's a co-moderator with me, so
yeah,
he's very
I
involved
think
in
I
the
have some like
community.
11,000 messages in the Discord so far.
Yes.
Some
Christ.
crazy.
So those are his qualifications. He's very, he has talked a lot.
I've talked a lot, and that's how I got here. I'm barely
You
joking.
too can become qualified.
You too can become qualified. Just sign up for an event and be nice to people.
Yeah.
It's 2 qualifications.
Yeah, be a human. Okay, Sean,
Yeah.
what were we gonna say?
So there is something to be said about not needing to track 9 billion conditions in the middle of a combat to figure out if numbers are going up or down by 1 at each phase of the game. There is something to be said for that.
Yeah,
That being said, I like my numbers going up and down when I like playing the game,
yeah,
but this one is very simplistic, and that's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
Like, it is definitely a very, very different style. If you were to put crunchiness meter on like a 1 to 10, I'm making sure that my fingers are in frame. So Pathfinder 2nd would be like here at a 9.
Okay.
D&D 5e would be here at like a 7, because it still wants you to care about the rules a whole lot.
Even though it doesn't really follow.
Even though the
through
rules
on
don't work right. But that's why everybody says it's a rules-light game, because rules don't work and you ignore them. Hot take. Anyway, but Dungeon World is more of a here in like the 2 to 3 range. So it's actually a rules-light system, and it's... If you think 5e is a rules-light system, you've had bad experiences with rule-light systems. That's all I'm going to say.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And Austin, Tabletop Bro, could you say what the overview of the campaign is for people who don't know what's happened so far and how you thought it went?
Well, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to go onto www.youtube.com, go into the search bar, type in Tabletop Bro. There is a space there. I actually made a video about it. However, if you don't want to take 15 minutes to watch that video, so, oh God, we started on a cart. Fun fact,
I can just link the video in chat because I think I have permission to post links, right? Let's find out.
I hope you do.
Sean
if I
will
don't have
post
permission
it.
to post links, you should probably give me the ability to post links.
Okay,
The
and
link
you're-
worked on my side, so hopefully.
I should be able to. So keep going.
Yeah, so this game is sort of set on this frontier town called Boundary. Now, something that is very important to know about Boundary, I did not come up with Boundary. The players, aka Sean, and not Ronald, he wasn't present for the discussion, but Raul and Avery, they were all present, and they kind of helped make the foundation of this town. And that's kind of a very big thing with Dungeon World, if you want to do it the right way. Just gatekeeping, but the way it's written is you engage your players in the creation of the setting, and typically, in my experience, it makes them more connected to the setting. I hope, maybe. So anyways, so our players were traveling to the town of Boundary in a cart, where a wyvern attack. I'm just gonna do the Super Reader's Digest version. A wyvern attacked and tried to destroy the water that they had on the cart. See, Boundary has a water problem, as our players recently learned, and that water shipment is like critical. So the players did what they do. They killed stuff. They got loot. Well, they didn't get loot, but they killed stuff. And
I got loot. What do you mean? I got wyvern scales and wyvern head. That's loot.
Oh yeah, that's true. And wyvern meat.
Yeah,
Then they went. They got to Boundary, and they kind of met with their handler from this company that they're all employed by. And then he kind of gave them their mission that the company has discovered this artifact that will solve the water crisis in Boundary. They are to go to this ruin where they kind of tracked it down and retrieve the artifact. Any other loot that they find is theirs. It's part of their pay. Everyone negotiated some stuff. We're just going to gloss over it because it was cool, but not terribly important. What was important was in the inn. Sean had a cook-off with the innkeeper and proceeded to lose.
Badly. Lost badly.
Lost badly, indeed. But yeah, and then the next morning they all set out to this ruin. Settler, Sean's character, intimidated. Oh, I'm forgetting the best part that I forgot in the freaking video. So Ronald's character, Dorwit, the bumbling wizard, told some
Dorwit.
crying child, Dorwit, I'm sorry, told a crying child that the reason she's so thirsty and there's no water is because they lost the water casks on the way forth. Then we found out that he is kind of bumbling, a bumbling buffoon, if you will.
It was a crying child. I needed to comfort. You know, when I see a child, I feel I must protect them.
By telling them that you are the cause of their problems. They paid off the child's mother, though, so it's cool.
Yeah. As long as you commit a little bit of bribery along with your leaking of information, it's fine.
Exactly.
I need a blue hat. I'm like a streamer, like Critical Role. I need to like prop
Do they
or
wear
something.
costumes?
You are not going to get me in
Sometimes
green
they
face
do.
paint.
Not
It's
usually.
Not happening. You're not going to get me in green face paint.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm actually a bigger fan of like the Draenor orcs and how they have kind of like a reddish brown skin. I think it's like a pretty cool
They're
look.
green. I wrote the orc factions. They're green.
All right.
Well, I'm not green.
Well,
Okay.
you're not
And
orc.
then
The orc has decided. Orcs are green. So
Yeah.
yeah, then Settler intimidated the shit out of some dwarves, working for Muggsy and Sons, the primary competitor to Barbarian Whitlock, also known as A&W. Yeah, they discovered the entrance to the dungeon. They went in. They did a little trial by blood combat with some fellow orcs. Settler cleaved them in half. The orcs betrayed him. Castor, played by Avery, like decapitated the shit out of one of them. And they all ran and scrammed. And then we ended with Settler grabbing a very powerful magical sword that drained all heat from the room it was in.
And
he
I'm
was
going to just
kinda
tank that
going
cold
nowhere.
and be fine. Because
Yeah,
that's how it works.
That's totally how it works. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
gonna
absolutely.
in
And-
15 minutes he's gonna walk out, and they're gonna go back, and
They're just going to continue adventuring like nothing happened.
he's gonna go to the main city where he's gonna meet Rorden Ganzi, and Rorden Ganzi's gonna take him under his wing, and he's gonna do Master Chef, and become a cooking prodigy, right? Yeah, that's how it works.
Yep. I have chat on my phone now. I'm just like getting the phone resting against the mic so I can read it from comfortable position. There we go.
I see players who are commenting. Fighting Settler is a death sentence, says the Settler is player. Yes.
Yes.
There is no disagreement about that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Andrew Garrett, who plays our rogue, says that
Milburn.
I am a security risk, my character.
Oh
And-
yeah, Dorwit is a security risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's also why Castor, the other fighter, is attached to Dorwit to make sure our missions go smoothly.
That's true. That is so. What's kind of cool about that? Before the game, everyone was kind of stressing about bonds, which is a critical aspect of Dungeon World and should be a critical aspect in all games, as I think it really just helps the cohesion. But Castor and Dorwit made their bond literally in the middle of the game. When Dorwit went off to find a wyvern egg, and Castor was like, I need to follow this old man before he hurts himself. And then through gameplay, they kind of developed this relationship of, as I describe it in my video, Castor is the kid from Up, and Dorwit is like the grumpy old man.
I've not seen Up, but
Oh,
also
that's a great one.
Castor's there to protect Dorwit, but in Dorwit's mind, Castor is a student of wizardry. And meanwhile, Castor has his family is wanted him to be a wizard of some kind or some kind of spellcaster, and he was going to have none of that. So I think that'll be fun.
Indeed. Should be a fun dynamic.
Okay, so we have a little dead time. What are some of the basic things a player? What are some of the most commonly used moves? And what's a move?
A move is literally anything that you try to do is called a move in the book. Even your passives are called moves because everything is a move if you want it to be.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: as a Powered by the Apocalypse enthusiast, I fucking hate the word move.
I don't like it either.
No, it's so broadly applied to like 3 different things, and it's like,
Can you just call it a roll?
It's so overused. It's dumb, but like it's necessary. But
yeah,
like
because it needs to be that broad. I get it, but like, you know,
yeah, and how like heavily reliant and like masks is a major like it's so frustrating reading this book because it's like you gotta make the move and then the move makes a move and then after you move then move and then move. Like I don't ever want to read this word ever again. You can make a drinking game out of a Powered by the Apocalypse rule book. Anytime it says move, take a shot, you will die before you get to chapter 2.
True, honestly, yeah, having read it.
Yeah, but
I have read the Dungeon World rulebook cover to cover.
Yeah, same here. And then I made a video on it, and then I got flamed for not knowing what I was talking about. I was like, I just read the rulebook, bro. What are you talking about?
The Dungeon World book tells you to actively ignore half the rules. Like,
I'm just gonna say, if you're in the Dungeon World subreddit, like, and you have new people coming in and promoting the game that you've gathered around, in a game that is supposed to be appealing to people who are looking for rules light, and not being slammed for supposedly not knowing the rules, don't be that person. And this is someone called a rules lawyer talking to you.
It's true. That is literally his brand. Avery said move is like the word undulating.
Yeah, move is not a pleasant word after you get to like chapter 3 of the rulebook.
No,
Then it's like, okay, what does this word even mean at this point?
I have to say that I like Dungeon World as a system, but the book is a little hard to get into. It's like probably
you have to know what you're looking for in order to find it.
For sure.
Yeah, you got to play the game first for it to start to make sense.
It doesn't make sense until you see it, and then it's like, oh, now I get what move means.
It's definitely one of those things where like if I had my first PBTA game was Masks. If I hadn't started playing Masks with someone who had played Masks before, walking me through how to play Masks, I'd be like, what? So yeah, it's definitely, it has that little bit. But to answer your initial question, Ronald, I would say hack and slash is probably the most common
I agree.
or defy danger.
I think hack and slash is the most common. Defy danger is a catch-all for anything bad happens. Would
it be like roll a saving throw or
avoid
pretty much
saving throw, but like you could be the one initiating it.
And one thing about this too is that you always get to ask the players to make a roll, right? Because attack and defend can both be in the player's hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
that is true, but he likes rolling damage.
I do like rolling damage. Yeah, so like what happens with that, Ronald, typically is like if an enemy is attacking you, you still roll hack and slash, which is basically just another way of saying exactly what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than like, oh, defend yourself, unless there is a move called defend, but that is specifically to defend another person or thing or whatever. But Sean, I feel like an idiot because 2 weeks ago, you're like, I'm gonna grab the thing, and I'm like, roll a Constitution saving throw. Like that doesn't exist in this game, but we're gonna make it happen. And then reread the rule book.
And I realized
pulling
I
up
was reading the book, I just didn't want to message you about that because I already messaged you like 3 times that day.
No, you're fine.
There's not as much pressure though. I mean, Pathfinder 2E, you do need to hew to the rules because that's gonna maybe tip the balance that's programmed in the game. But here it's like, what will facilitate the narrative.
Here, I think Paladin is kind of the best class because it has the highest damage with the highest health, with all the fighter-like attack things, and then also has defensive abilities and can heal and can sense stuff.
Another topic to talk about is what the different classes in our group are. Because when we start the session, we should just jump into it. But we do have some classes represented. I need to go get my book in the meantime.
Well, when we get everyone else in, we'll probably...
Yeah, we can introduce characters whenever we get.
Yeah, they should talk about themselves. Yeah. Well, but I want my book.
An hour. Indeed. So while he grabs the book, Sean, I'll let you start with everyone that's in our party.
Off memory?
Yeah, let's see. Can you do it off the dome?
I am going to tell you Settler's opinion on everybody else instead of what they actually do.
Okay, I like it.
Because I think that my character's opinions matter more than what they actually do.
Ooh, juicy.
So, Lord Tub, who you can see in chat as Andrew Garrett, plays a rogue that Settler thinks is fine, seems to be doing whatever, and respects Settler's strength. Not really a super strong bond in that area, just you exist.
You're a person.
You're a person that exists.
And has a donkey called Rations the Third.
Yeah. So...
Okay, that's one out of 3.
Castor, the party's fighter. We're both warriors. We bonded on that. That's it.
All right. And then one more.
Dorwit is an incompetent fool who knows nothing, was granted the boons of magic by a whim of the gods, and does not deserve any of the power that he has. Hey, Ronald, how would you describe your character? But yeah.
Oh man, what a trip.
Settler has strong opinions about the wizard, not very strong opinions about literally anybody else.
Well, in classic
strong opinions
Jerry
about
Springer
me?
fashion, I've opened up the Zoom to our players. Here we have Castor ready to defend himself against such slander. Everybody, can we get the Jerry Springer music playing? There he is, live on air. God, dude, your mustache is amazing.
It's still great.
Hello.
Would you like to defend yourself from these attacks on Castor's character?
I said that I respect you as a warrior and nothing
yeah,
else.
that's right.
Literally nothing else.
That's what I strive to be.
Yeah.
A warrior.
Doesn't need to be much else.
Weak.
How about Ronald? Would you like to defend these attacks on Dorwit's character? Sean, what did you say?
That you're an incompetent fool who got your magics on the whim of the gods and does not deserve anything that you hold.
Well, I don't think the character really knows of these opinions yet.
You
so
don't
I will
know
not,
those opinions yet.
As his
but those are the
representative,
opinions.
I will neither, he has no comment.
Confirm nor deny.
Right.
And if Settler's asked about opinions on things, he will be very honest.
I'm sure
Speaking
he
of
will.
very
He-
honest,
he knows no
Very
other way.
dangerous.
Here he is. Bada
Okay.
bing, bada
Hello?
boom. Andrew, would you like to defend these scandalous remarks made by Settlers player Sean on Milburn?
1 second, my audio is not.
That means he's about to put on a beat track and he's about to just freestyle 16. Oh, we lost him.
I'm going to see
he's-
if I can make the GM the focus, but shrink you. Can I? Not in Zoom.
I have no idea.
You can do a pin.
Heyo,
You can pin, yeah.
there he is.
There's Raul.
And then you can
Hey,
have
y'all.
smaller people on the
Bada
side,
bing,
but
bada boom.
it does look ugly if you do it that way.
Yeah, I think we're just going to do gallery. We're going to be low tech.
Yeah, very low tech.
Yeah.
We keep it. We take it back to basics.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Dungeon World is. I mean, unless you have some,
That's what it's all about.
unless you have something to display. Pretty good. Okay, so I think you should now chair, Austin. But yeah, we can go ahead. We have our folks here. Welcome, Raul, new member of our campaign.
Bienvenidos.
Was not there last week.
I don't speak Spanish.
Okay, Raul, did you get to see the campaign diary?
I did. Oh, you're
Okay.
having trouble hearing me. Are you? Hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Oh,
And actually, if
perfect.
anything, Castor was a little soft, a little hard to hear. Is that true for other people? You are.
Well, now he muted
Boy, that
himself.
Very, very hard to hear when you're muted.
Bam. There we go.
Okay,
Ah,
good.
There we
perfect.
go.
How about
My
Andrew? Can
computer
you
has
say
weird audio
something?
issues.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay, good. I think everyone's
we can hear
good.
you.
Oh,
We're good.
For standing by.
All right, and so we already gave to the channel an overview of what happened, So yeah, just gonna pass it over to Austin.
All right. So while I pull up my notes, I need elevator music. Let's just do a quick little.
Into the Google Drive doc that I gave you, and
There we go.
Oh, I want to say to people, if people who are watching want to see, continue to follow the campaign, this will be on my side channel, the Discord community server, where we've been organizing this game and games in other systems, especially Pathfinder 2e. So
Mostly Pathfinder 2e.
Yeah,
mostly
so
Pathfinder 2e, if we're being honest.
I'm the lone
Almost
like,
entirely,
rogue.
I think.
well, entirely. Anyway, I just went because people are here for Dungeon World. It's an open community. Everyone's welcome, and there are links in the video description. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Well, so where do we begin? Well,
We had a big cliffhanger last time.
we begin with the opening screen sequence. And of course, everyone's names pop up. Austin Hale, Ronald Cruz. As the camera comes swinging through an artist's depiction of, we go along the road that we started in 2 weeks ago. And you see like Boundary like pop up and it says like Sean Cohen. And then like the camera like flies around and it says Avery Kirkman. And then like we like go up to the like the overpass where like the we encountered the dwarves. It says Andrew Garrett. And then like we go like into the hole in the side of the mountain where we now find ourselves and we see Raoul Buttrell Rogers. I'm sorry if I butchered that, Raoul.
That's basically right. Close enough.
And then it says production designer Austin Hale, showrunner Austin Hale, director. Okay. Anyways, I'll get out of my own ass. So we left off with sound design is very important to me, viewers. So if you see me stalling for a bit of time, it's because I'm just doing some sound design, and we come back with the settler holding the icy sword that has completely just made everything go cold. And we see like, even though this is inside and underground, there's like the flaps on everyone's tunics, like it's like a full-blown storm in this like, you know, underground vault basically. And Sean, I'm gonna have you roll me a Defy Danger plus Con.
That is a 6 total. Fail.
6 total. That's totally fine. So you see like this energy kind of go out, and then all of a sudden it like gets sucked back into what looks like Settler. And Settler, you feel like this immense amount of energy just like come into you. I imagine there's probably like a hellish like roar as like, just like I said, all this energy is just come into your being. And for everyone else, you notice that the cold has gone away. It is now room temperature, probably a little muggy. You are underground in a very damp, dank area. And like the world is quiet. Settler, you cannot move. However, everyone else, what do you do?
Well, wait, what do we... He's just standing there on this...
He's just holding it, and he's like frozen in time. There's like almost a glossed over look on his face.
I'm gonna run, jump my little 3-foot frame into the air. If he's just standing there, like is he like glassy-eyed, or is he like
glassy-eyed and like frozen?
Okay, I'm gonna run and try and body check like at his wrist to try and get him to release the sword.
All right. So, you body check. That would be. Let's go with. We'll say you're kind of trying to defend him. I would say. So go ahead and roll. Or, yeah, we'll say you're trying to defend him from the sword.
What am I adding, good sir?
So, plus con.
Plus con. Oh. Well. Oh, that's not so bad. 9, sir.
All right. So you hold one. So long as you stand defense, when you or the thing you defend is attacked, you may spend and hold one. Blah 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 blah. So you run and you bump into him, and like he doesn't he hardly budges. Like he's just completely lost to the outside world. It seems.
Crap.
You notice that the inside this room, it's no longer frigid, so you can now see what's inside the room. There is kind of 2 nooks, one on either side. You can hear the banging of a pebble against like a desk in one, and then the other there is an old cupboard. What do you guys do?
Would this be a good time for me to enter the goings on?
Sure. All
right.
of a sudden, the cupboard flies open, and we see Jonah Darrowshire enter the room. He goes, "What's up?" I'm just kidding.
Actually, that's basically it. That's what I was going to say.
The floor is yours.
What does Jonah look like?
Jonah is roughly a average build, average height, fairly average human dude. He's rather dirty, travel worn, wearing furs, lots of layers, cloaks, various pouches buckled on to various leather straps. He is at this moment holding a relatively large hatchet axe thing in his hands, clearly handmade. Looks like the handle's been replaced at least a few, if not dozens of times, and ready to jump out in a full-on combat position when he looks into the room and sees both Settler's frozen form and Castor. He goes, "Oh, wow, it's like a work reunion here," and puts the axe away at his belt. So, how's it going, guys? Heard some interesting noises, and looks like somebody pulled the magic sword out of its storage place. That's just brilliant. Perfect plan. How's it going?
Dorwit looked confused up to this point and sees Jonah and says, "Oh, there you are."
Yeah. What?
Now,
Why were you in the cupboard?
If I recall correctly, Dorwit, you do not know Jonah, correct?
Me? He, as you know, he says things that are unpredictable. So,
It's true. I just want to make sure.
were you hiding in? Anyway, I saw the cupboard, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I said, Anyway, that's all I say.
I suppose I should probably explain my former cupboardedness. Well, we're in a dungeon. There's lots of other things that go on in dungeons. I don't have any particular desire to get into large fights, so I figured stealth would be the best plan. And as I heard your group tromping through the tunnels, had no idea what was going on. So I figured hiding for a little bit, scoping out the area, choosing my moment, ambush tactics, best policy in my opinion.
Well, I'm afraid that this reunion had to be cut short because suddenly you hear all that energy that got absorbed into Settler has now burst forth from him. And you see this shockwave just blast out from the sword, and you start to hear the dungeon around you just begin to crumble. As stones begin to fall, you can see if you turn around, you look at the entrance, a giant boulder has fallen and basically blocked the entrance. The entire room is shaking. Settler, you now have control over your body again. Yeah, what do you guys do?
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of gesture into the cupboard and say, "Oscar, I think it's time that we get out of here." And you see a very, very, very large owl Her wingspan is roughly 4 feet, which is significant. And she flies out after me, clearly responding to my voice, understanding. And I look out to the party. Some of you have met my owl. This is Asuka. Asuka, say hi. She sort of waves a little wing at everyone. Yeah,
As she waves a wing, like a giant piece of rubble just comes crashing like right behind her.
Oh, there was so much magic here. Do we have to leave now?
It's probably best. I don't think now is the real time for introductions.
I also recommend that we leave.
Yeah.
The doorway out is blocked though, correct? So it's
Correct.
deeper into the dungeon. All right. So
We have to go.
Go ahead, Ron.
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying once I see that settler is like back to being settler and no longer like messed up, I'm gonna be like, guys, let's go, and I'm gonna head deeper into the dungeon, trying my best to make sure we don't step into anything that will kill us.
Make sure you still have the orb, I tell Jonah.
I'm sorry?
The
I'm
orb.
not sure I'm following.
Just go with it.
Okay,
So,
yes.
as,
We'll
as
make
you
sure of
guys,
that.
as you guys run to that
Is it-
first room that you entered, if you look to the right, you see that where there was kind of a shifty stone wall that like clearly discolored, clearly a fake door, it is now gone. And you can see that it leads to a small little alcove with what looks to be a set of stairs.
Stairs going up or down?
Down.
All right.
Well, it doesn't seem like we have many other choices.
One place to go.
Does it have a banister? I'm just gonna slide the banister down.
You know what? Just because you said that, there's a banister. Like the risky business music is playing.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the movie, right? Where it comes in with the socks.
Yeah, Castor is just going to grab Dorwit and start ushering him towards the stairs downward.
Oh yeah, Dorwit looks suddenly determined to get out of here. Yeah.
And so, Dora, are you still using your detect magic?
No. I'm focused on getting out of here.
All right.
I have a sense of getting out of here.
Cool. So yeah, you guys go down into the stairs, and it goes down like a fairly long way. Like you start going just down and down and down. It feels like almost endless. And after like maybe we'll say 7 minutes of descending these stairs, you see that there's like a crack in the stone. And you like in the stone wall, and you can see like this what looks like almost a huge cave inside, and it's almost completely dark except you can see this glowing form that looks trapped in a giant block of ice. Does anyone do anything, or do you guys continue down the stairs?
I would want to try and break through that.
Break through
There's a glowing... Well, because you said there was a small crack, right?
Yeah, so like there's so you can tell like this whole like section is made out of stone, and so it looks like one of the stone blocks is missing. You can hear like rumbling upstairs as like the whole area is basically coming down, and yeah, through this like small like breakage in the stone, it, like I said, like kind of peeks out into this huge like what looks like a chasm.
So we left the rumbling behind, right? It doesn't seem like we're in danger from that.
The rumbling's upstairs, so it doesn't seem to have gone.
Okay.
This far down.
Well, I hold Castor back and say, "Don't be hasty, young one. This is with strange things like this, we must first detect magical auras around it." And I look to Castor.
Form in there.
I look at Castor and wait for you to cast Detect Magic.
Dorwit, I think that's your job to detect the magic.
Oh, yes, I didn't teach you that yet. So I start to cast the spell.
Sorry, go ahead.
I am also going to use my detection ability and detect any unnatural presences in the area. And if the land has been tainted by death.
Oh, yes. If it's been tainted by death. Yes. It has. This entire where you guys are going has been tainted by death. Dorwit, you see when you look at this like glowing blue or this glowing thing trapped in a giant block of ice, it is like your magic radar is going insane.
Yes. Wait, do I know anything more about the magic?
How much does detect magic tell you?
Not much. It just tells me what is magical.
Yeah. So you know it is very magical. If you recall 2 weeks ago, how when you use it, Dorwit sees kind of like almost like a visual of magic, like it's going crazy.
Oh, so I just see this glowing form inside the magic?
Yeah.
And is the ice itself, does that look magical?
Yes.
Okay.
So about how big of a crack in the wall is this?
This is like it's literally like a these are like stone blocks that I would say are probably a foot long by maybe half a foot tall. So it's just one of those removed. So you can like peek through and yeah, you can see into this cavern.
Doesn't look like it would be particularly easy to get in through here unless anyone has brought stone cutting tools.
The only person that could probably squeeze in through there would be Milburn Toss Cobble the 7th.
If I think I can get in, I'll try it. Castor.
Wait, no, I don't think you're small enough. I'm sorry.
I'm 3 foot tall.
Yeah.
So if you guys knock out another slat? Because if you knock out another slat above it, and it's 1 foot by 1 foot, I think if I can get my head through it, I think I can wiggle the rest of my body through it. Maybe you guys can push me through.
So you just need to be a little bit bigger.
The hole, not me. The hole.
Yes, I'm aware of what we're talking about.
Just making sure, and
Okay.
I'll step back.
So I want to test this new sword that I got. So I'm going to try and like stick it into the wall between the slats and just use my arm as a lever to just crack it open.
I'm gonna take at least a few steps backwards and away from these goings on.
That is probably.
I'm leaning in closely because I'm curious about the sword and want to see how successful what it's doing.
This would probably be defy danger.
Yeah, by powering through. Yep.
Well, that is a total of 8, so...
Yeah, so you managed... So you said that you stick the sword and, like, you use it as a lever?
Yeah, so that way I can get the, like, pushing down.
Yeah.
To, like, snap out.
So, yeah, you push down with, like, all your might. Just, like, you got, like, the whole, like, veins or just, like, you see, like, veins just pop out in, like, Settler's head. Where it's like... And then after a struggle, you do see the stone manages to loosen itself up enough that it could be pushed. And then, Settler, you get this insane, like, just, like, pain in your head.
I'm going to go sit down in the corner for a moment.
You okay?
The rest of you can deal with the rest of it.
All right. I'll see if I can wiggle the loose stone out.
Yeah, so you, Milburn, you are very small. I imagine Milburn's not the strongest halfling in the world. You were able to make it budge by, like, an inch.
All right. Castor?
Yeah, I go up and I just shove the stone in there. I kind of imagine, like, Lady Hawk style, for those that are familiar. Just shoving that stone out.
Yeah. And so you manage to push the rest of the stone out, and then you hear it like, you know, it goes, and then you hear nothing, and then
I'll like stick my head in and look down where the rock fell.
pitch black. But when you stick your head in, you feel like kind of a draft, like you were sticking your head into a very large room.
Can I see a floor that this thing is on, or does it look like it's floating in the darkness?
It looks like it's floating in the darkness.
How far away from me to it?
Oh God, like I was about to say something. I was gonna say 40 feet, but 40 feet's not that much. I would say like at least 100 yards.
Okay.
Whoa,
so
to the frozen thing?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, guys, we're probably gonna have to find another way to get in here. It's 300 feet away, easy, and there's no way I can make that jump. I'll look over at Jonah and be like, are we going? Actually, let me try. I'll ask Jonah. Jonah, when we started the game, what we all did is, since we all worked for Aubrey and
We're in
Whitlock, we all basically decided we knew of each other, maybe did a job or two together. So like we're like business associates. Like we know each other's names. So are you cool on board with that?
Yeah, I think that seems reasonable to assume.
Perfect. So I'll be like, unless you think your girl can, get a rope out there and tie it, and if we have 300 feet of road, I can shimmy out there pretty good. I got some good balance, but if not, that's a long fall.
Well, as I sort of look out through the hole myself, do I see any easy attachment points for a rope?
So like I said, it's like pitch black. But when you stick your head in, maybe you could, if you had like a ton of rope, you could probably maybe wrap it at the top of this like giant like ice thing. You can see at the very top, it looks like you can see like it kind of goes like this. It almost looks like a giant teardrop. The magical floating ice thing. So like if you had a ton of rope, like I don't know, that's kind of slippery, but you could try it. Theoretically. You would need a shitload of rope.
I'm gonna talk to my owl and say, all right, Oscar, we're gonna need you to go through that hole, go out there, fly around a little bit, see if maybe you can find an easier rope attachment point. Never know if seeing in the dark is gonna help.
Oscar goes, sorry, that was my attempt.
Meanwhile,
that was actually a really good owl noise. That was impressive.
There's some light glowing from behind you as Dorwit has cast light, as he's trying to get a better look at the sword. I am completely focused on the sword and trying to understand it now.
So Oscar flies through the thing. Can you see through Oscar's eyeballs, or do you not have that?
I cannot.
Okay. Flies through and like flies around this like giant frozen ice thing and comes back, and then like how do you and Oscar communicate?
Mostly like gesturally. In the given rules, basically like it's not talking per se, but we just sort of understand each other.
Right. Oscar says this is bad juju in here. Through her body language, and that there's probably a couple points that you could attach a rope, but there's also a door at the bottom. And Oscar, being an owl, kind of conveys like it is possible for you to get in here without doing a giant leap.
Lovely. So I'll go to the rest of the party and say, well, Oscar doesn't like it very much in here, but what she does like is the fact that at the very bottom there's a door, and if we continue down these stairs, we can find a much easier way in there.
Outstanding. Shh. Right. Back on the banister.
Milburn goes back on the banister. For some reason, Susudio starts playing out of nowhere. I don't know why that's the first song to come to mind. But, you guys get to the bottom of the floor, or the bottom of this very long staircase. And you can feel that, like, it's not as cold as the frigid room that you guys were in, but it is definitely pretty fucking chilly down here. And it's also incredibly dark. Unless you guys light a torch, you are not able to see anything.
Well, my light spell that I...
Oh, right. Yeah, you've got your light spell.
Yeah,
I, of course, knew that. I was just testing you to see if you remembered that you cast your light spell.
I want to know, though, before I cast light, was the sword glowing in any way?
It was faintly glowing blue. It has, like, some runes, like, etched in the blade.
I wanted to... examine it and see if I could figure anything out about it. And
sure. So what you're going to do for me, Ronaldinho,
to be clear, I let Dorwit do what he pleases.
Cool.
Just so you know.
I don't think Dorwit waited for you to say that.
Dorwit did not.
Definitely not. And I feel like Castor would be helping Dorwit examine it just because it's another blade to begin with.
What, because it's sharp and I might cut myself on it?
There's that too, but also just Castor he likes his blade, and he would want to see other blades as well.
This is how fighters bond. You're muted.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I was saying something really quickly to Emily. So I'm gonna have you roll spout lore, please.
Ah, okay. This is intelligence, right?
Indeed.
So 9
And
plus 3.
Castor, you
No,
are
9
welcome
plus 2.
to roll spout lore as well.
7, 11.
11's good. That's a number I like to hear.
So 10 to 12 is usually good.
8.
10.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
rolled an 8. Okay.
Yep.
So Castor, you are able to. Okay. So when Castor, when you examine this blade, as you said, you like blades. I assume you have some level of knowledge of like craftsmanship and stuff like that. Like you could probably tell where a blade is manufactured. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm not
Probably.
making an ass out of you and me. Fantastic.
Nope.
So you can tell through the work on this, like you've never seen craftsmanship like this ever before. And as we just established, Castor knows his blades. Castor knows, a dwarven blade from an elvish blade from a, I would assume even down to cities and metal. Like you can tell the materials that this blade was made out of. Definitely some form of like steel alloy made with, maybe a more unique material. I don't know. You tell me. But it's definitely like you don't fully recognize the smithing methods. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. What is the blade made out of? You tell me.
Primarily a steel alloy with maybe infused with some like tungsten to harden certain sections of the blade.
This guy smiths. Or watches Hella Forged in Fire. Dorwit, what'd you roll?
I rolled a total of 11.
All right. So, you look at this blade and you know immediately through your collected knowledge that this is one of the blades of the one of the first generations of dragon slayers. So as Dorwit, you would of course know this because I would assume Dorwit is a very learned person. In the before times, the great before times, really before civilization, the sentient races of the world were kind of engaged in this like almost Warhammer 40K-esque crusade against dragonkind. And of them, like the most elite of them were the dragon slayers. And so this looks like this matches some of the maybe some of the drawings that you would have seen in some books of a dragon slayer blade. And you know that dragon slayer blades tend to be really good at, you're never gonna believe this,
Slaying dragons?
no fucking, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
He's too good.
Oh man, he's sharp. But yeah,
Like the blade.
indeed.
Well, maybe not anymore because it was kind of shoved into a wall.
Yeah, the front part has dulled a little bit.
I
hold
say
that
this
better.
is I share this with the party, and I say that it's way before my time.
It's beautiful.
And do you realize what you have there, boy? I say to Settler.
Sword used by somebody that's dead now.
Well, it can slay great worms, great dragons, and you.
I did that with my axe 2 days ago.
But this is of much greater power. You understand? You understand that this could have been foretold or something, or they could be very important in another time.
Is it important in this time?
Well, I don't know. I didn't look ahead.
Well,
Oh,
let me know when it is.
You're very frustrating. You realize that? You understand? I'm speaking to you. I'm sharing my knowledge with you. Oh, I look to
Okay.
Castor and I'm saying, some people aren't willing to learn.
Yeah, it is a mighty fine blade, as you mentioned. It's definitely well crafted,
Yes. So
but I'll take those learnings.
yes, I my body language. I basically go closer to Castor because Settler is I don't like him.
What's Milburn and Jonah Darrowshire's take on all this?
Once I start talking about like a dragon slayer weapon, my face turns a little bit. It's clearly, I have a bit of disdain for this period of history, as I think that we should have strived for a less violent solution earlier. But I do recognize its craftsmanship and power, and am a little bit in awe of that, while also hating the purpose for which it was created.
It's a very good answer. Very diplomatic answer. Jonah should be a politician. All right, Milburn. Any thoughts, or you're just having a good time?
I'm gonna say that he's out of range, sliding the banister down as they're all walking.
Well, you guys are on. You guys have made it to the bottom of these stairs.
Oh, we made it to the bottom. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look back as the lore gets spit out and everything goes about it, and I'm just gonna kind of like shake my head and be like, why do we gotta kill everything? And I'm just gonna like start searching the area to see where the heck we wound up.
Sure.
Wait,
so,
question to the GM. We were supposed to find the source, something to make water, right?
Correct.
Some artifact. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Isn't it great that I still have perfect knowledge of where it is based on where we need to go? Isn't that funny? That's an ability that I have. Isn't that hilarious?
Is that actually from the Paladin thing?
It actually
Yeah.
is, because if I say that I get to do something, I get 2 boons to help me accomplish that goal. So I say that I'm going to accomplish by getting that water thing and bring it back. And for my 2 boons, I pick, I do not need to sleep until I get it. 2, I know where it is.
That's so fucking OP.
It is.
One thing you
I
could
think
argue is
Paladin
that
is very ridiculous.
one thing to argue is that you only know where it is as the crow flies. You can
Yeah,
point
I
a
only know
direct
where it
straight line
is.
to it. Yeah.
In terms of where I need to go.
True.
I don't know like the final events or whatever. I just know
Yeah.
this is where I need to go to accomplish my goals, and I'm just gonna trust it.
Wait. So is it as the crow flies? Does he know if?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
he knows that. So I should. I'm sorry, I left this out because I don't have every rule committed to memory. I'm sorry. So when you opened up that like slit and you looked, like as the crow flies, what you need is in that room. But yeah, so you guys are on the ground floor, and you see the room kind of splits off into like you're in this small like antechamber almost that has this pillar in the middle. And from Dorwit's light spell, you can see there's like tattered and torn, withering away banners on the walls, depicting acts of what looks like great heroism. But it's clearly one-sided heroism. You see these, the most legible of these. You see there is a white dragon that's like being attacked by like 15 men and elves and dwarves. We're all trying to kill it, and you see like the dragon is like valiantly defending itself. On the other tapestry, you see that it looks like there's like a family of dragons, a mama dragon, a daddy dragon, a nuclear family, if you will, circa 1950s of dragons. They got a little dragon pet, a little wyvern, and then the other 2 are like very tattered and torn, and like, but you can tell that the subject matter is the wagons, as some people would say. You can see there is a very faint glow to the left, and then to the right, the glow of like there's faint glows coming from both sides, and then you can see there's a door straight ahead of you guys, like a great wooden door with iron like fastenings. What do you guys do?
I got this, guys. This is my jam, and I'm gonna head over and scope out the door.
You scope out the door. What do you do when you scope out the door?
Well, we will go with. Hold on, I hope if I get off my page of notes and get to my actual character sheet.
All right.
You know, that would be the smart place to look for things.
That would.
Trap expert.
All right. So let me just do a quick Control F so I can make sure I know how that works. Roll plus Dex.
9.
Fantastic. So hold one, spend your hold as you walk through the area and ask these questions. So which question would you like to ask?
So let's go with, is there a trap here on the door? All right. So I will, I'll spin around as I'm kind of like, you know, as I like finish searching, I'll spin around and be like, it's clear, guys. And I'll grab the door, start to try and pull it open or push it open, whatever the sign says.
Can I ask something? Can I, while my light is on, can I detect magic?
I don't think detect magic. I think is a concentration.
Mm-hmm.
I could be completely wrong about this. So it's a cantrip. So I think you're good.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to see. You know, it's kind of my standard thing, always detecting magic. We can say that. I'm always thinking.
Yeah.
Do I detect anything?
Behind the door.
In the area leading up to the door.
In the area leading up to the door, so you do see little magic ants, as I am calling them, surrounding the door. You see magic ants, like literally every single way you guys could go there are magic ants. The most magic ants are going to the right, towards that glow, and the faintest magic ants are going to the left, and then in the middle it's kind of.
And these glows are before reaching the door?
Yeah, so these are just like glows, like, you know, if you're in like a dark hallway and like someone has a light on, like a lamp on in like a room down the hallway and there's like a glow coming from it, it's like that kind of glow. Comprende?
And that's different from approaching the door.
Correct. So
okay.
there's two glows, a little bit brighter glow, like very bluish, kind of cold, misty glow to your guys' right when you enter the chamber, and then a more faintish, also bluish glow to the left.
I think I'm walking towards that, the more magic one.
The more magical? Okay.
I'm walking there.
Following along.
Given my quest, where I have an unwavering sense of direction to the artifact. It's right? Cool.
Yep. So Dorwit, do you still throw open the doors? Or not Dorwit, I'm so sorry. I meant Milburn.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Milburn, you managed to pull open the door, and you see there are a bunch of like parts in this room. It looks kind of like a workshop. And standing on all the parts, you see like this humanoid form made of metal.
Is it moving?
No.
Does it look like a suit of armor, or does it look more like a people?
Neither.
Settler?
I'm gonna drop the sword to the ground,
And just,
which is a take, and pull out the axe.
You ever seen that?
I'm just gonna ignore the question, just walk by, look at it, shield raised, cautiously approaching, staring
Sean,
at it to see if there's a reaction.
I'm gonna need you to do me a favor, Mr. Settler Man. I'm gonna need you to roll plus wisdom.
Okay. That is a total of 9.
All right. Ask one question from the list. This is a discern realities roll, by the way.
Okay. Does this creature have the ability to move?
That's not on the list, but fuck it.
I don't know. I don't know what the list is.
It's what happened here recently. What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is used for?
What should I be on the lookout for? That's the question.
Okay. Yeah. You should be on the lookout for this thing moving.
Cool.
There you go.
In that case, I'm going to hit it first.
Okay, you go and you hit it, and it just falls to the ground like an empty suit of armor.
At this point, I think I'm going to have my bow out and ready, just in case.
John Darashire has his bow out, just in case. Smart move.
Hey.
I'm going to go back and pick up the sword and put it in a backpack somehow.
Okay, yeah, it's like sticking, like half the sword
Yeah,
like
half of
sticking
it
out
stick
of
out,
your
but
back.
like
Yeah,
I was startled by the noise, by the way.
Makeshift
I stopped
rope
walking.
guy.
you stop walking. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I just wanted to say that I went back and picked it up like officially, so that we don't.
Yeah.
gotcha. Smart. So, yeah, Dorwit, you're kind of startled, and then I would assume you'd be startled again when you hear like kind of this raspy voice be like, not cough. Actually, you know what? It coughs. Yeah, it's a very high pitched voice goes, there they are, the saviors. And you turn around and you see these two like little tiny white kobolds, just like, oh, finally, and they're calling out to you, Dorwit.
I say, oh, you're so cute. What are your names? I say, are you, I walk towards them and are you hungry?
Oh, yes. So hungry. You have no idea.
Oh, my name's Dorwit. What's yours?
Hello, Dorwit. We don't really have names. No one's ever really asked us our names.
Oh, are you a slave? Do you have a master?
But of course.
He's right over there. And the kobold points, and when you look up, you see the giant frozen ice block, and you can clearly see now that you're a little bit closer, inside the giant ice block is a massive ancient white dragon that is like frozen inside the block. It has like deep gouges all over its like skin, these like bony leathery wings, just this malicious like look on its face with glowing blue eyes. And if you look up, you see that the ice is melting.
Is this visible to the rest of the party?
I was
You guys just see the
going
glow.
to tap on Dorwit to be like, we should get some other people over here
I say,
or get out of here.
Wait, let me,
While you're thinking about that, settle what you got going on. Or Jonah.
I see this
Or
is going to be
Milbert.
the first real fight I've had in a while. Settler's getting amped up and is approaching it.
Wait, approaching what? You guys
The
are
big dragon. The dragon's coming out, right?
No, so this is happening in the room to the right. You guys are at the suit of iron, or like the suit of armor that you knocked down, basically.
Did we hear the voices?
Yeah, you probably heard the voices like down the corridor.
Okay. So if you want to check that out, I'll see if there's anything.
I'm
of
gonna
value
check it
in
out.
room.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jonah, is
I'll-
it safe to say you join? Is it safe to say you join them, Jonah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna toss the room for anything of value.
Yeah.
Upon the dragon coming into full view of me, I release a very creative string of foul language.
Any clues as to what that string of foul language is?
No.
No.
I'm just
worries.
gonna say no at this point.
There's smells
Settler
of elder
looks
berries.
surprised, looks back at Jonah after saying that string of expletives, gives a healthy nod.
I asked the two creatures, is this a cruel master or a nice one?
Sin Marte is the best master we could ever have.
Oh, okay.
Much better, much better than those squatters
Who've taken up residence over there, and he points towards the room that you got, like towards the central room that you guys came from, basically.
Okay.
The orcs.
All right. I want to, I prepare myself to, I make my robes really nice looking. I want to ask this master, if he knows where this artifact is. That's what I'm thinking.
Indeed. So I'm sorry. So you said you're gonna ask the master where the artifact is?
Yeah, I mean, I was just told it was a nice master, so I'm thinking it might have useful information for us. So Dorwit's just, making himself presentable.
Sure. So Dorwit makes himself presentable. Milburn, in that room, you find there is a health potion, hidden among the alchemical machinations. The rest of you guys, yeah, you've all pulled up and you see this, this giant white dragon frozen in ice. And yeah, what do you guys do? You do see, like, when I say like it's melting, like it's a little bit of, like a couple drops of water are coming down from the top. No, it's not like a full blown like. And yeah, what do you guys do?
I'm very definitely ill at ease here, but I'm gonna sort of get a broader look at the area by sending my owl up to the top to look over the top of the ice block and get a sense of the full extent of the melting.
Sure. So what's your owl's name again? Starts with an A.
Oscar.
Oscar, thank you. So Oscar like goes. Now that you told me I do a great owl impersonation, you're just gonna get it all the time. Oscar flies up to the top and with her owl eyes looks about this chamber, and it looks like it's almost like a large throne room. And she notices that, like, frozen into this ice block, like, there's the dragon, of course, it's like inverted, but like there's this giant like throne there. And then Oscar sees that at the very top there's an orb, and it looks like that is where the, like, basically iceberg is like coming from. Does that make sense? But all through, and then of course there's like tapestries and murals just depicting dragon greatness all along the walls. And you notice that Oscar doesn't even have to notice this. You guys notice this, that there are like skeletons like laying about, bags of bones, humanoid skeletons all about the chamber.
I think at this point, Jonah is still unaware of the quest for a source of water. We haven't really had a moment to converse about that. Sure. But I think after I convey this information to the rest of the party, someone else may have some ideas as to how this might be significant.
Yeah, Castor is going... These are just the gears that are turning Castor's mind. There was a sword upstairs. We removed the sword. This orb is now starting to thaw or unthaw. That word's always weird.
Yeah.
So either, and he'll relay this to the group, either the dragon was sealed here via the sword, or this is the dragon's lair, and we should probably give the sword back. It is a very fine sword, and I would love to keep it. But I'd also love to keep our lives.
Option 3, be better, kill the dragon.
I would like to say, I think option 3 would be unwise, just as a matter of course. But options 1 and 2, I think even odds to either. So who's feeling lucky today?
I'll turn to Milburn. You ask who's feeling lucky today.
All right. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. All options are gonna be rough here. I like magic swords. I like people that I know to have magic swords, because when people have magic swords, they can kill things and then I don't die. And when you're 3 foot tall and smell like a prey animal, you're afraid. So
reasonable.
I don't know if we can take a dragon. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I've never fought a dragon. It's dangerous. But they say this dragon is kind, and I'm gonna like gesture at the 2 kobolds that what I vision in my head is Dorwit is like doting on them, like even smaller children than he thinks I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's like feeding them and like, I have sweets. You know what I mean? Like I can just he's like Grandpa Dorwit. You know, like hooking up the little kids. That's the way I picture it.
That is exactly what happens. Yes.
I was like, I don't know. I don't know. This is we're out of my level here. Personally, I think we should get the artifact and go. Settler.
Speaking of the artifact, Yamurha have perfect sense of direction to where it is.
Oh God,
Where
it better
is the
not be the
artifact
dragon.
now?
Yeah, so the artifact is the orb that Jonah saw. That is at the top of.
Dorwit
We're
goes
gonna need
from.
to wait for it to melt.
Dorwit used to
That's
be,
that.
you know, he was looking forward to meeting the master, but now he's just confused. He's just a little confused about the orbs up there.
Settler goes up to the door and says, "Okay, think about it a moment. Ice power makes anything cold, right?
Yes.
Produces water.
I just thought we had it already. And
Cold
he's
plus water makes ice. Frozen in ice. There we go."
Okay.
The logic is sound.
All right, then. I say, then Castor, I turn to you, Settler, and say, you have the dragon slaying sword. Why don't you kill it?
I'll kill it without the sword.
I'm completely impatient. I say, that is a legendary sword that has killed dragons in the past. Do you not realize?
I realize. I just don't need it.
Ugh, I say, I start to
Watch out, we
reach
got
for
a
the sword
badass over
myself.
You reach for the sword yourself.
Yes.
I'm gonna let him grab it.
Okay. Yes. So, Dorwit, you grab
dear.
the sword, and it feels incredibly heavy in your arms.
Yeah, and yep.
And so, when you grab it, you're like, "Oh!" Whoa.
Yes, and I say, is there another fighter around here?
I will go help Dorwit with the sword.
I shoo him away. I say, no. This is
I'm a
great
fighter.
magic. You are? No, you're not.
What do you think the sword on my side is?
Okay, go ahead. I say, I turn away in the meantime.
It's ceremonial.
I rolled for how helpful Settler feels at the moment, and he is not going to be helpful for this.
I'm gonna walk up beside Settler. Like I'm at your, you're really tall, so I'm probably at like your thigh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of like nudge you and look up,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "Do you really think you can take that?"
I think
I
the
got your
dragon would
back.
be lucky to get hit on me.
Okay, like I'll stand here with you, but if you think it's suicide, I'd rather leave. But if you're like, "No, we got this," I trust you, and we'll take it out.
Do you really think that dragon will be the thing to do it?
I don't know. I've never fought one.
Well, I have before.
You have?
You remember the
Not
5-page backstory?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's literally in your backstory.
It really is.
How long is it? I mean, do we have any idea how long this is going to be before this thing melts? And can I get up to it to maybe get the orb before the melting is complete?
So, you can see that like it looks like it is like this is not like a very cinematic melting. This is just like you could certainly try to get up there.
And the orb is inside the ice with the dragon, right? Making sure I understand where to...
The orb is like if you were to like turn a garden hose on in 20-degree weather, and then it freezes, the water freezes, like the orb would be the hose in that metaphor.
I'm
So
from
it's like on
Florida.
top.
I don't know what 20-degree weather is.
Central Standard Time. Florida?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I'm in the Panhandle. I'm in Pensacola.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, or also Lower Alabama, as we like to call it.
Indeed.
But
yeah.
yeah, if I can get to it, yeah, I will definitely try and get up there and see if we can. I got some knives. I can
How
try
are
and
you
chip
go-
the orb out.
How are you gonna try and get up there?
How high up is it?
Very. Yeah, this is like at least 1,000 feet in the air.
Okay, well,
How big is the orb?
The orb is like the size of a bowling ball,
Okay.
like a 15-pound bowling ball, maybe a
Oh,
12-pound.
I was gonna ask
I
Dorwit,
think
but I'll
Miles
ask,
probably lived it.
I'll ask Castor. Castor, do you know if Dorwit can make me fly?
He doesn't.
He is
He's
a
not
wizard.
able to.
Huh?
And I say, that idiot refuses to slay the dragon, so we just need to free the slaves now. And I I'm focused on the two small.
I'm not
beings.
refusing to slay the dragon.
Yeah. So the two kobolds.
I'm refusing to do it by
Oh,
the way
no.
the sword wants me to.
Master
Fuck, I forgot the name of my own fucking dragon.
Master Simardea is not the problem. It's all of the damn squatters.
And once again, they point down the hall where you guys came from.
They
We
torment
came out of that
us.
room. We came out of that room. There's nobody in that room.
You were at a four-way intersection in that room.
So which way are these squatters?
So you guys went right, and then you could have gone left.
Okay.
Oh.
Do they tell me that?
No, they
kobolds?
just point towards the room where you guys came from, which is an intersection.
I'll be right back, guys. Let me go see what the heck is over there, what these squatters
Yeah.
are. And I'll skitter
While
off
you
into
do
the
that,
darkness.
I'm gonna try and get some more details out of the kobolds. Like, what do these squatters look like?
Well, no offense, but they look kind of like you, only hairier and smellier. And some
that
are
doesn't
missing
sound good.
eyes. The skin falls from their faces.
Yeah, Dorwit, should we go with Milburn at this point?
I must say, I'm not particularly a fan of skin falling from people's faces, but I think in the moment I'll have to make an exception.
Dorwit
I'll-
was just wanting to protect these two small beings. He doesn't have. That's his current thought.
Current mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the best way to protect them is to help get rid of those squatters.
So
Actually, I've just realized something. One of my alignment quests is to free a creature from figurative or literal bonds. So in this instance, I'm actually fully in favor of at least attempting to liberate these kobolds from their slavery.
So GM, you.
Yes.
Unless I misheard, I thought the dragon's their current master, and their former master was the squatters down the way.
No, so the dragon is their master, but they are having problems with these.
Fucking squatters!
Okay, well, all right. Take Dorwit to them. I can try to speak some reason to them.
And they point down the hallway, and they go,
We must not get close to them, for they will certainly end us.
Oh, I'm a powerful wizard. Don't worry yourselves. All right, there are two powerful wizards here who can protect you. Castor, let's go.
Yeah, Castor's gonna lead the way with a sword, with
I'll be
a
right
sword
behind
brandish.
Castor with tower shield plus axe.
"Okay." So yeah, you guys go down the chamber into where you previously were, and you go down. This hallway splits into two, one on the left, one on the right. Duh. Which one would you like to take? Would you like to go left or would you like to go right?
Well,
They both go straight, but it's just like
so the kobolds didn't go with us to show us where.
no, they just point. They're terrified.
I'm just I'll do my detecting magic, and I have my
Okay.
light spell too. In the meantime, just
I figured that was
I would,
what was illuminating everything. Sorry, go ahead.
I'd be inclined to go towards the one that has more magic.
Okay, so the one on the left has more magic. So Dorwit, you go left. Does everyone follow Dorwit?
Yes.
If Dorwit so much as points to the door with more stuff going on, I kick it down, walk through.
Okay.
I don't think there's a door. I'm just walking. I'm kind of,
Yeah.
walking faster than Castor would like.
Yeah. Castor's like trying to stay ahead, but Dorwit's just beelining straight for it.
Just like no, Mr. Dorwit. No, Mr. Dorwit. Of course you are, and I'm going with you. Sorry, I just made Castor Sam.
Yep, it's all good.
So yeah, you guys go down the hallway to the left, and you see that there is like this crystal that is like on this like end table in the corner. It like, so the hallway goes down and then immediately cuts to the right. On the hallway, of course, there's more murals. Shocker, they're depicting how great dragons are. Who would have thought? And there's like sconces that are all just completely just, there's no flame, there's no wax in the sconces, like they're clearly burned out. And then there's this crystal that is being like held on like in like a goblet, basically like on this little end table in the corner. Do you do anything with the crystal, or do you guys move on?
What does my magic sight say?
That crystal, that there's magic in that crystal.
Yeah, but I'm trying to help these two kobolds, so I keep walking.
You keep on walking. All right,
Yeah.
sounds good. No.
Is
Sorry, go
anybody
ahead.
stopping with the crystal? If not, I will. How far would I have to go in the room to touch the crystal?
It's just, kind of. It's just like the end table's probably 3 feet tall, so you would just have to like stand on your tippy toes to.
All right, I'll grab one of my spare pouches and like scoop it up, tie it to my pouch.
All right, so you grab one of your spare pouches, and when you go up, the second you touch it, all of a sudden you poof, and you're in like a totally different room. Everyone sees Milburn has just completely vanished.
This is what greed will get you, everybody.
Milburn, you look around and you were like in a hallway, like at the end of a hallway. You don't see anyone around you. All of the, like, you could see there used to be tapestries. Like, clearly there's hella like the owner of this castle loves tapestries. And the ones here are like cut down and like torn to shreds, and you can hear like wailing in the distance. What do you do, Milburn? Toskobble the Seventh.
I step into the shadows,
Okay.
freak out a little, and just start. I don't know which way to go. So, well, you said I'm at the end of a hallway, right? So
You're at
there's
the
only
end
one way to go.
There's only one way to go.
I would just start creeping down the hallway, praying that I see someone I know and not a large, hairy, smelly thing.
So as Milburn goes creeping down the hallway, the rest of you all just saw Milburn vanish. What do you guys do? The crystal is no longer there. I should add.
Dorwit? What?
Yay!
What just happened?
Oh, I assume you stopped me. I say,
Yeah.
I didn't see the disappearing happen. I walked past that, right? I think. Did I?
You did.
Yeah.
You walked right past it, yeah.
All right. And I'm impatient. Why are you what? I'm going that way. What are you doing?
Milburn, the short one. He just disappeared?
Oh,
with the crystal.
another one got lost.
Yeah, over there.
Oh, but he's
is that
just
orb?
a child.
What's going on with that orb?
I just walk back and follow where you were, where it happened, and
Yes, you come back to the end table, and the goblet's still there, but the crystal is gone.
oh, I say, I'm just trying to. Is there any other magic in the room?
All the magic has now left the room.
Oh, I say, and you had told me that he disappeared.
Yeah.
Castor did, yeah.
And
I think I need to spout lore or something.
Okay,
To
you
figure out
can.
what's going on.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I now have another child to help.
and I'm going to try and attune to the Great Claw to figure out where my ally has gone.
Okay.
Okay, I rolled 11 plus 2, 13.
All right. Yeah, that's. So you go back. What sort of knowledge are you trying to? Are you thinking about here?
I know that there was something magical, some object there, and it's
Yeah.
gone now. Whether I
Correct.
know what that object was and where Milburn might be now.
Correct. So you guys all see like Dorwit as he's kind of furrowing his brow, I imagine. And then all of a sudden, brain blast. You're like, a port key. Duh.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
a
don't-
magical item that transports you somewhere else within a certain area.
Okay. Would it be nearby?
So it depends on the port key. That one was really small, so you could take a gander that he is in the vicinity somewhere.
Oh dear, oh dear.
He hasn't gone to like the other side of the duchy or anything.
Silly child. He's always getting lost. Touching things that he shouldn't. We need to split the party, I say. And we need to go down every path, because you don't know if he might encounter something dangerous.
All right, so for my attuning to the Great Claw, I assume that's roll plus whiz,
Yep.
right? So that's an 8.
All right. So you basically know the same thing that
Cool.
Dorwit knows. You can feel like when you attune to the Great Claw, you know that he's not dead.
Yeah.
And that he's in the vicinity. He's like within like 2 miles.
I think there's one thing left to be done. Nearby hallways, I'm going to start banging my shield with the axe, so it's metal on metal noises, and start doing Orcish warchants as I walk down the hall. So if Milburn hears it, he knows.
Okay, so you start doing that, you go, "Ah," and then you hear like the sound of like just shambling flesh begin to approach. As you do that, Milburn, you can very faintly hear the sounds of this, but like it is incredibly faint, and it sounds like it's coming through multiple walls. Jonah, you look up and you see these. There are 3 like just walking towards you with glowing eyes, like glowing red eyes, wearing like a helmet. These like just like humanoids with like flesh falling off their faces. They're wielding swords and shields, and they look at you guys and you can just see like just hatred in their hearts. Basically, what does everyone but Milburn do?
Well,
I point to the one front with the axe,
Okay.
and say, "You die first." And that activates the ability that I just got from level 2 called Exterminatus. So now when I attack it, I get to add 2d4s of damage as well as top of my normal damage.
All right, sounds good. So, Settler, do you want to take the first swing at him?
actually, before we do that,
Yes.
I'd like to mention that, just rewind a few, I guess, minutes. When Settler is banging his axe and shield together,
Yes.
and even earlier a little bit when he was using the magic sword as a crowbar, I've been sort of very visibly disgusted with this. I have a thing about proper care of tools, and this does not appeal to me.
Let it be known. We'll put it in writing. Jonah Darrowshire does not approve of this behavior.
Of the way Settler uses his things.
If he was a corporate guy, which he's not, I remember you saying this, he would like fill out like a report, like an official complaint, send it to Arbery and Whitlock HR. I cannot work with this orc. It's very most improper.
Yeah, like I
Does
just
not care for his tools.
really, I don't appreciate the taking little chips and dulling of the weapons. You might need to stab someone with that, and now what are you gonna do? I suppose we'll
Just
find
simply
out.
swing harder.
Simply swing harder. Fair enough. Should have expected that.
Yeah, that's the Orcish way.
All right. Well,
Why do you think
have
Orcish
that be
weapons have
then.
all the chips in them?
That makes a lot of sense.
They don't care for their weapons very much. Like, that's part of Orc lore. That's just been added. Boom.
Fair enough.
So, with that being said, these 3 shambling corpses basically run up, and when it says you die first, Settler, to everyone else this sounds like how Old English would sound to us, but Settler, you can decipher what it says, and the thing says, "Bold words from a dragon's lackey." And it comes at you before you can even swing. It comes at you, and roll hack and slash.
That is a total of 10.
10. All right. So, yeah, it comes at you, raising its axe, and you manage to I don't know. You tell me what you do.
I slam my shield into it to throw it off balance before cleaving into it with the axe.
Yeah, roll
For
damage.
a total of... Oh, that's a high roll. 16 damage.
Oh my god.
All right.
Fighting settler is a death sentence.
Yes, it is. Yeah. There you go, and you just cleave it like right in the chest, and it just like falls apart immediately as like bones just shatter and break and just collapse inward. Yeah, Jonah, you see as your former colleague just completely messed this dude up, but there are two more of these creatures coming at him. What do you do?
So my owl, who has been handily right here, is gonna, fly forward, do a little dodge thing, and attempt to go for the eyes. And as she's doing that, I'm gonna use the little distraction she opens up to take a pot shot with my bow.
Okay, would you mind rolling it? I don't know what you roll per se for that. I'm looking it up for you.
Yeah.
I'm
so,
sorry, I don't have all of the rules memorized.
Volley?
Yeah, volley, but there's the animal companion rules come
Yeah.
into play here.
Okay.
So since we're we're within the command rules, so since we're attacking the same target, I get to add its ferocity to my damage.
Perfect.
So that is +1.
All right,
So,
sounds good.
Assuming that this volley hits, that's roll plus dex, I'll be adding one more damage than I normally would do.
As the kids say, roll it.
That is on the dice a 6 and a 4, and +2 for my dex, so 12.
Yeah, plane goes off without a hitch.
Yeah.
You see as the creature's like kind of distracted by Oxa like flying around it, and you tell me. And then roll for damage as well.
Yeah. So just when you're rolling damage, for range damage, do you add any modifiers to it, or is it just straight up dice?
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Andrew. You know the rules better than I do. I believe you add your dex.
I
don't
thought
add
that you
anything?
just add your weapon damage bonus.
Yep.
Yeah, you add your
Nothing-
weapon damage bonus.
No stats are only used on the initial roll damage unless the item provides damage or you have something that provides damage. Like halflings get +2 on range damage. It's always just
Cool.
straight die rolls.
Of course,
All right.
I knew this. I was just testing you guys to see if you knew. Of course.
Yeah. So I do, however, have a +1 to this because my animal companion is helping out.
Perfect.
So as my animal companion goes and gouges towards some eyes, this strange creature's sort of hands go up to try and bat away the bird, and I see a perfect opening and send an arrow directly through its throat.
Beautiful. Roll for damage.
Damage will be a 7 on the die for a total of 8.
All right. So yeah, it goes like right through its throat, and you see like it drops its shield, and you see like black, like almost tar-like substance just start to ooze out, and it stumbles a little bit, and it looks at Settler with just like contempt in its eyes, and it calls out in this old English, but once again, Settler, you can understand it, and it says, "I'm taking you with me, boy," and it goes and it grabs Settler's arm, and I'm gonna need you to roll Defy Danger plus Con, as you feel like all of the your arm just goes numb from cold.
9.
9? All right, yes, so you manage to like kind of shrug it off, but it does deal 2 points of damage to you as like.
Does that ignore armor?
Would you have armor on your
Yes.
arm?
I would have a bracer, or I basically have my entire arms and upper body covered by like metal.
So we'll make it a 1, because the armor does take some of the cold blow, but it still chills your arm, and like you can't really feel your arm.
Cool.
your
I'll
breath.
go down to 19 current HP.
All right, sick. So Castor and Dorwit, you guys see one of these creatures is like, I'll stop saying creatures. One of these Draugr is just like oozing black blood out of its throat, just like woozy, like as it just like froze a piece of Settler's arm. The other one is like looking to you guys. What do you do?
I would dash and try and strike the one that's on Settler.
And I'm telling Castor, there are times when a wizard must, as I take out my dagger, must take on danger head on. For the child, I say, as I'm charging with you.
Castor, roll hack and slash.
Oh, that's not good. That's a 7, but I do have sharp on the sword.
Perfect. So
That's if I deal damage, it's -2 to its armor.
okay. Cool. So you rolled a 7 though, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. So you get to deal. So what do you do to attack this bad boy?
Just kind of like a straightforward lunge.
Okay.
Just at like the center body, the blade just kind of piercing through.
Beautiful. Yeah, it pierces right through, and you hear like, ah! And the Draugr like falls forward, and its like hand falls right on your face, and you feel like this, as the bony fingers like latch onto your face, you can feel like all heat being drained in this sort of pattern like this. You know what I mean? So like this part of your face is fine. This part is very, very, very cold. And you feel all the heat gets sucked out, and it hurts. Like, have you ever gotten like a wart frozen off? Oh fuck, man. Okay, Sean knows what I'm
I
talking
do
about.
understand.
I know what you're
cold.
talking about. Yeah.
Insane cold. And you take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And I am hacking and slashing, right?
Well, the thing's dead.
Oh, but wasn't there a third?
There is a third, yes. So you're attacking the third one?
Sure.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. All right, roll it.
I
Let's
already
see it.
rolled 6.
All
I
right,
had
that's
strength. I had strength, right?
yeah.
And my face really reddens too. You've never seen Dorwit this fierce.
Yeah.
And I'm slashing it across the chest, in front of me.
Yeah. So, like in Dorwit's head, there's this like epic scene of his face. He's like ah, but like to anyone else, like an external observer, he's just like ah! He's like, 3 inches away from the Draugr, which just kind of like looks at him and just like bops him with his shield. And you're gonna take. Oh wow, you lucked out. You're gonna take 2 points of damage as the Draugr just punch, like basically just shield butts you, and you like step back, like losing your balance.
Okay.
The last remaining one like calls out and goes, ah! And Settler, you recognize this as saying like, brothers, to arms, we're under attack. And you hear like a rumbling farther in the recesses of the dungeon. Milburn, you hear this like shriek, and you hear this rumbling, and you see like a figure like jog past you as you're hiding in the back of this hallway. You see a figure.
Just a single figure?
2 figures.
Okay, so I'll move down to the end of the hallway, look at the direction they came from.
Yep.
Anything down that way?
So in the direction they came from, great question. You see that there is like a little nook with like a table on it. And of course, shocker, some like tapestries that are like cut down, and on the table you see there's like this decayed like feast, where it's like just like chicken bones and stuff like that. Like 2,000 years ago there was probably a great feast here, but that feast is now rotted away.
Ew.
And like there's like holes in the wood where like termites have like devoured it, and there's like a moldy rug, and yeah, that's where they came from.
All right, then I will turn and try and follow them, because I've heard the banging in the distance.
Okay.
So that's probably my friends, either. Well, never mind. Settlers with them, so that's settler murdering stuff.
Indeed.
And so ideally these guys are the reinforcements, so I'm just gonna follow them.
All
Hopefully
right.
they'll get me to where I need to go.
Yeah. So, Milburn, as you follow them, you see, you come to like another one of those chambers, like the one that you first entered. And you see, once again, there's in front of you, they went to the left, and you see that there is an open iron door to the right. And then you can also see there's like some ghostly forms going in the direction where your pals are, or going down that hallway that the other ones are.
So more people are joining up the first two.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you see like 3 ghostly forms.
Great. Okay. Well, let's just keep going.
All right, Settler.
All right. So upon hearing the crying Old English for the brothers to come to arms,
Yep. And sisters. They're actually no, they're an ancient society. They're very sad.
they're gonna do. Yeah.
They've not caught up with the times.
I am going to respond in Old English and say, "Don't worry, they will join you soon."
So when Settler says that, he says it in a voice that like the rest of you guys don't recognize. So like you would recognize Settler's normal voice, and it's not like, you know, he's doing like a shitty accent or something. Like it's like a fully blown different voice when he says that.
And
yeah.
I'm going to go up to that creature, and I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna just try and attack it, and I'm gonna describe it differently depending on if I roll high or low.
Okay.
So that is a 9 total.
Cool.
So I am going to try and slam it down with my shield. Let go of the shield because that arm is still cold.
Okay.
Take foot up and just stomp it into the ground.
That's sick. Yes, you run up and you slam it with your shield, and it falls back. And how much damage you roll? 15. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Nerf Pally.
I'm high rolling. I got an 8, a 4, a 2, and a +1.
That's insane. Yeah. And so the dude like falls back and like throws his sword, and he's like, I'll take you with me yet. He says in Old English that none of you understand. And it like just like kind of shaves the side of your arm. And you said, how much armor do you have?
I have 3 total armor.
3 total armor? Yeah, like it just bounces off the armor on your arm.
Mm-hmm.
And so the rest of you guys in this chamber, where as you look around, there's like a lot of like bunk beds, but like shoddily put together, like they weren't meant to be there. You can like feel the whole place like rumbling with activity, kind of like you know when you're like on the sidewalk and like a train is like coming by or something, like everything kind of rumbles. It's like that.
I do an almost kickflip like thing where I hit the end of the shield, have it come back into my hand.
Sick. Yeah, it's very Marvel cinema. I was gonna say very anime, but it's more Marvel cinematic.
It's more
universe.
like Captain America comes up to his shield, like steps on the side of it, and then it's in his hand, just like the next shot.
Castor is gonna shove the Draugr that's on his sword off of him and the sword.
Yeah.
Just kind of standing up. And going to suggest we should probably either barricade or do something to help out here.
Hey, question. Does he
I
have
don't.
that Dragon Slayer sword? Is that what you have?
I believe I am holding that right now because you
Yeah.
handed it over to me. I wrote it down in my inventory, so.
Sick.
Yeah, you can have it.
Yeah. So
I didn't
Castor, you're not attuned to it, but if you guys take a rest, you can attune to it later. So you won't. There are special effects for it. You just won't get them. Which may be a good thing, maybe a bad thing. I don't know. The only person who knows is Sean.
Yeah, and I'm not going to tell you. Someone will tell you. Unless you ask. Then he'll tell you.
So the only like there's the door that you guys came in, and then there's this like very small like corridor that kind of goes to the right. So like I said, there's like a bunch of like shoddily put together bunk beds, and like there's like a little fire pit in the middle, and then down at the far end from where you guys came from, there's like this very small little like corridor. So if you were to barricade it, that would be the spot. What do you guys do?
Well, given the
Castor's-
choice between barricading the location or leaving it, I tend to choose leave. It's safer that way. But if the rest of you want to fight, I'm not going to abandon you.
I
How noble.
want to barricade it all except for a choke point so that I can fight all of them.
You know, somehow I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Yeah, strange feeling he was gonna say that too.
Yeah, very.
Somehow
very odd.
it's like this character is incredibly consistent at doing the one thing over and over
Yeah, he's truly a
with
one-trick
progressively
pony.
bigger numbers.
A one-trick pony faux show.
Tricks, murder, and cooking.
True.
One of which he does poorly. That's the real stuff. Yeah. So Raul, the real story of this campaign is not whatever you may think it is. It's actually getting Settler to the capital so he can take cooking lessons from Master
Yeah.
Chef Gordon Ramsay.
The A plot.
Yeah, and then
A
make
valid
him the
goal.
greatest chef in the world, having to open a restaurant, and then that's how he gets enough money to buy full plate, finally. Look, man, the +1 armor, it's taunting me.
All right. I mean,
So you guys take the shoddy put together bunk beds and start to barricade the one entryway. We go over to Milburn, who you are at this crossroads, if you will.
Uh-huh.
You saw them go to the left from where you are. To the right, there's an open door with, at a quick glance, it looks like there might be shinies. I don't know.
Oh crap! So it's like I go to take the left, right, to follow him, and then I just take that that little glance to the other way, and I'm just like, oh. I will stick my head in. What's in here?
So you stick your head in, and it looks like it's an armory, and in the center of the armory, you see a shield.
Is it bigger than 3 foot tall? Because
Yes, it's bigger than 3. It's like a like that classic ancient Greek shield, like hoplite shield.
Okay.
But it's
okay.
like it's colored blue. Somehow it still remains blue, and it has like a light blue background with a dark blue foreground. That looks like that famous Japanese painting of the wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
so you look into this room and you see a sled.
You and I right there. I was like, all I need is a slope, and I'm skiing. So, all right. So what I'll do is I'll run up to the shield, and I'll put my back to the shield, and I'll put my arms through it like a turtle shell,
Love it.
and I'll kind of lean forward to get it up off the ground if I need to.
Yes.
And then if there's nothing else that looks shiny in the room, I'm taking off after the guys.
Yes. Yeah, you do see some shine, you see some a couple of treasure chests with very, very old looking currency around the room.
Like gold and silver type of currency.
Currency.
I mean,
I look down the tunnel so I can see which way they turn.
yeah.
I start filling my pouches.
You should.
Perfect.
You should. How else am I going to get that to the plate mail?
Does the party share loot?
It's up to y'all.
I will
not
tell you
mandate.
this. Everything you've ever heard about Milburn is he loves money. It's why all of his buckles are polished. That's why he has a nice suit of clothing. He loves wealth. But he has never gypped a worker. To be clear on that.
Respectable, yeah.
He has never gypped a worker. He's always shared loot.
Those employees get dental.
Yes,
Oh, all right.
Sweet.
Wait, we're coworkers. I thought. Am I?
exactly. He's
Oh.
never gypped a coworker.
I see.
But if it's someone else who's working with us and they're not in the contract, well, they're not a coworker.
So it's a lawful,
Lawful
kind of.
greedy.
Yes.
lawful greedy.
Lawful
Yeah.
greedy.
Cool. Yeah,
Friends are
perfect.
important. Friends are important. Greedy.
Mhm.
So you guys finish barricading the entryway, and I would imagine you all feel kind of good about it because you hear some skeletons as they're pounding against it. And then so how are you guys what's the marching order, to steal a term from D&D with regards to this barricade?
Well, I think we know who's in front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Power shield down.
And-
You get the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking the choke point.
Yep.
I feel like I would be off to the side, kind of sticking through the barricade, just trying to stab things through it.
Nice.
I'm standing at the rear of the party where I can get a clear bow shot in.
Perfect. So you're in the back, Jonah?
Yeah.
Cool. Dorwit, where are you?
I'm a melee fighter, so.
Oh yeah.
I'm
sorry.
No, I am right behind Settler. You know, I'm gonna be the second rank.
So.
But hold on, is there only one entrance to this room, and we're covering it?
Correct. Well, there's technically two, but you came from one.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, can we just make sure someone checks it out? Well, I don't know. I'm being smarter than my character. Like,
Dorwit,
someone should check
make sure
that.
you check the other. Make sure you're keeping an eye out on the other door.
Good idea.
And right as he gets that great idea, he turns around and Jonah, you feel it first. You feel like the hair on the back of your neck stick up. Something is amiss. And when you turn around, you see this hideous translucent face like right in your face. And it like reaches out to touch you. What do you do?
Oh boy. So when you say like a translucent face, does it seem like ghostly or just sort of clear?
Ghostly.
I'm gonna abruptly backpedal and start on another stream of entirely new profanity.
So I'm gonna have you roll to defy danger, and then use your dex.
Okay. Let's see here. That's gonna be.
Because you are getting out of the way and acting fast.
Yep. That's gonna be a total of 10.
Total of 10. All right. Yeah. So you managed to. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Yeah, you duck out of the way before it can like touch you, and then you hear it like wail like ah. Subtle, you cannot understand this, and you see that like there's two of these creatures on like behind you guys that have emerged through the walls. What do you do?
The walls behind.
So, like, they have emerged from... I do have spoilers. I have a map, by the way. I'm just not showing you guys because it has
Okay, fair enough.
spoilers. So, I will share this section with you. So, you guys are here. Can you see this?
Yep, now we can see it.
Cool. Yeah, my virtual tabletop is Photoshop. I'm a real
perfect.
professional.
Yeah.
What can I say? So your barricade is like right here. You guys are, I imagine, here, whatever.
Mhm.
And then the ghostly ghost pirates came in through. Oh, they're in the vicinity of here.
Okay.
And
I
that's
will
all you get to see.
continue holding down the front.
Okay. You continue holding down the fronts. Jonah, who just got spooked. Any?
Well, somehow, I have as a player, I have a feeling this isn't going to do much, but in the moment, Jonah is going to instinctively try and put an arrow through the face of a ghost.
Okay. Yeah. Roll for volley.
Yep.
Where the fuck are tags?
Oh, well, there's a 13.
13. Yeah. So you fire the arrow, and it just like you can roll for damage because it does go through it.
This I have a feeling my owl is as spooked as I am, and so
For
not
sure.
ready to help me. So this is just going to be the flat die.
Okay.
That is 2.
Gotcha. So I just looked it up. Bad news. The arrow literally just goes sailing right through.
Yep. It seems
the
reasonable.
specters. Yeah. Yeah. Dorwit, you just saw this arrow go right through this spooky spook. What do you do?
I'm going to yell, Dorwit, do magic on it or something.
Okay, out of character. I didn't. I prepared divination spells
Love it.
because I was really, we need to find the artifact.
Settler
find the
prepared
thing.
axe.
Huh?
We can see how axe goes because I have an anti-undead oath.
Do you have an anti on that? I thought you had.
Oh, yeah, ninth tenet of my oath, the most important tenet is destroy all those that would break the cycle, and undead are in the front of the cycle. That's
true.
the biggest part of it.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can certainly try.
Yeah, so I am going to definitely try as soon as I hear that there are specters and other people can't handle them. Then it's my job to free them from their suffering.
All right.
I will take Settler's spot at the front of the barricade opening that we have.
No, but I'm telling Castor to cast his magic attack.
Will do, Dorwit.
With the
I'm telling him there's
sword.
some ghosts that need magic against them.
Settler, go ahead and do your thing.
I'm going to go up to one of the ghosts that tried to hurt my companion, send up a prayer to the Great Claw, and then cleave down with the axe. I did not then make it a vengeful enemy and use Exterminatus. Just clarifying. That is 13, which is enough.
Okay. What is your bonus damage from Exterminatus?
My bonus damage from Exterminatus is 2d4s.
So roll those 2d4s, because when you swing your axe is not magical. And therefore, but Exterminatus is. So the axe does just sinks
therefore
right
it does
through.
6 total damage. Because
6 total damage, yeah. So the specter kind of goes, and then it comes out and kind of does like a Frodo at the end of, or not Frodo, Gollum's. As he kind of goes back a little bit.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought he wasn't using Exterminatus.
The prayer to the Great Claw was me invoking the magical powers that I was given as Paladin.
Okay.
So we're just rolling it that way.
I see.
Yeah. So basically, Ronald, the rules layer, because Exterminatus is a magical attack, he gets the effects of Exterminatus, but not the effects of his weapon or his normal attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because it's hard for me to justify swearing vengeance against literally every single enemy.
Yeah.
And in this case, I'd be praying to my god to help me, and my god will help me by giving me this ability.
Okay.
That's true. All right, so yeah, Castor, you begin to feel as there's 3 skeletons on the other side, just what are you doing at the barricade?
Yeah, I'm gonna hack and slash and try and you said they were skeletons, so separating their bones, because there's not really limbs to separate.
Sure. Slicing through tendons,
That is a 10.
Okay. Yep.
Hit.
Easy.
And then that is 6 damage.
All right. Yeah. So you cleave through you just well, I'll let you tell me. You killed the skeleton, by the way.
Yeah. Just slashing through the barricade, just knocking the skull off of it.
Oh yeah.
Just catching it on the tip of the sword and then just swinging it off to the side, flinging it off of the sword at that point.
Oh, beautiful. So that's exactly what happens. And it hits one of the other skeletons, dealing 4 damage. Not that it matters. As you see, the skull comes flying off and just and the other at the other one. Jonah, what are you doing?
Well,
all this chaos
I'm over here.
going
I don't really have any tools that are going to be particularly helpful against ghosts. So I look at Settler over there and think to myself, well, seems like he's got the ghosts mostly well in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As with every other thing. And I go, hey, Asuka, do you want to play with some bones or whatever? And send her forward to
I love it.
with the talons to try and rip out some more of those last remaining scraps of connective tissue, while I follow up and try to put some arrows in them.
All right, let's volley it out.
Yep. That is going to be a total of 10.
Oh, good rolls.
Good rolls
No
today.
one's
I
getting
know,
experience,
Right?
but
I'm
you're
sad that I
getting the
haven't
job
been getting
done.
EXP.
Hey, I got
Like,
XP.
Ron got one. Ron got one.
One
That's
XP.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. We're gonna be 15 sessions in, and everyone's gonna be just barely get to level 3, except Ronald's gonna be at level 10. Retire his character, starting to do one.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep on attempting things like cooking competitions, And you know,
That's how you farm XP.
that's how you
Cooking
farm it. You do stupid stuff.
That's
for
how you
stupid
cheese the
prizes.
game. You cheese the game by making cheese and failing at
Just
it.
try to
Yeah, exactly.
fail as much.
But I mean, it was a
failing
character moment. It
forward.
counted.
Yeah. So sorry, roll for damage roll. I'm sorry.
Yeah. My damage is going to be a total of 2. 1 from the arrow and 1 from my bird.
Very cool. Very cool. So, which of the skeletons do you attack?
You said one of them like got hit with a flying skull and is slightly injured, right?
I figured that was going to be the one that you were going to attack, but
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure you had options. Yeah. So, you managed to knock off like a couple of its fingers, and it goes back to attacking the barricade. Milburn, let's go over to you. You filled your
Right.
pockets with some gold. Last time we saw you.
Is there still gold?
Well, there's plenty.
Is there still pockets?
That's
Well,
the
you
question.
know,
Your pockets are full.
If you come to me,
Oh,
someone
I
will
know.
help you carry your treasure.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying. So, are there any gems in this?
You know what? Roll 2d6. Why not? Let's see.
Optimize.
Let's find out.
Optimize for Wade.
I guess we'll discern realities here.
3.
Plus whiz. There are no gems here.
Hey, XP.
Yeah, I'll let you take an XP for it. Why not?
Awesome.
Since everyone's dice are on fire, like, gotta take the experience.
I
when you
will.
can.
My dice will never be on fire. I have rolled 5 nat ones in a row. That's my current record.
Oh goddamn!
Yeah, my
Yeah,
players
sounds about right.
laughed. Yeah, my players laughed when the green dragon didn't do anything that round. All right, so I take a quick glance. Don't see any things. I'll grab a last handful of coins.
Okay.
And I'll take off down the hallway, and I'm gonna swallow a few coins. That's stomach pouch.
So you,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
you managed.
I'll get
to,
it out later.
You managed to stuff about. Let me
A lot.
roll it.
Don't even tell me. Tell me later. I
Okay,
want to
I'll
know.
tell you.
Let's find out
Oh my
later.
god, you put them in your
Okay.
mouth.
That's so gross.
The old
And-
dungeon
That's how long
coin.
they've been there.
Every orifice.
What
Surrounded
rat's
by
been all
zombies.
over it?
Is that Defy Danger Constitution right there? Is
Yeah.
I believe so, but like probably tomorrow. Like
tomorrow morning. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
yeah.
It's money.
Fine.
Money's totally clean.
And Milburn died from dysentery. So
I-
you,
Welcome to
Go ahead.
Oregon Trail.
I have a silly plan for my next move.
okay. So Milburn, you go running down, and you see that the hallway kind of like goes one direction for the most part as you sprint after your friends. Settler, what were you going to say?
I am going to use extra mass on the ghost, say, allow me to free your soul. And then I'm going to throw the axe and the gauntlet that was in the axe onto the ground
Okay.
as I use lay on hands with exterminatus on the ghost for
yeah.
for like damage of life on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Make it happen. Yeah, that's tight. Okay. Okay.
So that is a 9 for my lay on hands because I'm using wisdom instead of strength now.
Okay.
And for the lay on hands, that's actually a D8. So I need to go grab a different die. There's a D8. That is a 6 plus.
Wait.
5
So
for
sorry.
11.
What was your initial roll?
9.
My initial roll for lay on hands was a 9.
Okay. Cool. How do I inverse this? Fuck. Because on a 7 through 9, they are healed, or in this case, damage is dealt, but the damage.
I think that you could
reduces
just roll it like hack and slash, but I'm using lay on hands for the damage.
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, like I'm just
Perfect.
using wisdom and lay on hands
Works
for
great.
hack and slash.
Okay. So how much damage do you do?
That is a total of 11.
Okay. So yeah, you put your
I
hands,
reach in, I grab its manifestation of its soul and rip it out of its chest.
and as you grab onto the manifestation of its soul, it grabs onto you and deals. So it's gonna deal 10 points of damage, ignoring armor.
Whoa.
Or 10 points of damage, but you killed it. And you
That's dangerous. Okay.
you feel like as just like when it touches you, it like touches your face, and you can feel like yourself decaying with its touch. Like where it touched you is like
yeah,
that
I'm gonna need
skin
to play a
begins
little bit
decay.
careful now.
But you do in fact kill the specter. So as Dorwit, you see Settler's face begin to start to rot in almost a finger-shaped marks. Go ahead.
So in the back exit, I saw nothing, I assume?
Besides the specters that came in,
okay.
But other than that, yeah.
I'm not very useful fighting those specters, I conclude. But I do have 3 healing potions, and I want to help out Settler.
Okay.
And
Yes.
but before I give it to him, I tell him now, just remember, I'm giving this to you, and I think you should respect your elders in the future.
I just taken down the entire thing.
You just take it out of my hand.
I just I see the healing potion. I'm just like, and down it goes.
I think you're not listening to me, but yeah.
He is not listening to you in the slightest.
So
so that's what I'm doing.
So 2 things. Let me just do a bit of retcon. So Milburn, you were going to have the sick debility.
I figured.
Yeah. Something just isn't right.
It's worth
inside.
it.
Maybe you got a disease or wasting illness. Maybe you drank too much ale, blah, 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 blah. And Settler, you have the scarred debility. Now, because you took that healing potion, you can either heal 10 HP or get rid of the scarred debility.
I'm going to keep scarred. One of the abilities I was going to pick would be Bloody Aegis, which would let me to ignore big hits and take a staff condition instead.
Yeah.
That's my plan for my next level up, by the way.
Smart.
So that way I can ignore things like that. I'm going to heal the HP.
Cool. All right, yeah, so you heal the HP. So I need to look more into abilities later, but for now,
If I make a roll that involves charisma, I take a -1.
thank you for that. All right. Sean, the rules protege. Fantastic. So, where were we? Oh yes, skeletons at the barricade. Castor, what are you up to?
There's still one more skeleton, right?
There is indeed still one more skeleton.
Yeah. Considering that the other 2 are now down, I will charge and just upper left to lower right, slashing across its sternum with my blade.
Roll them D6s, my dude.
And that is a 12.
God,
to
dude,
hit.
you dice are on fucking fire.
I grabbed different dice. I want low rolls so
Yeah,
I
you're
can
gonna
level up.
You're gonna be level 1 forever.
And that is
Dice jail.
10 damage.
Dice jail. Yeah, easy. You just no problem. Just with that big ferocious strike, the skeleton just completely just falls to pieces.
Splinters of bone, marrow going everywhere.
Yeah. So the other specter sees all of this and is just like, "There's my red," and just bounces and goes. Ah! Yeah. What do you guys do? As the final specter goes through the walls and pieces out.
So these skeletons, are they wearing scraps of clothing, just totally bare bones? How lootable do they look?
That is a great question. So I'm going to have you roll me. Actually, wait, I'm going to do this roll because I don't want you to know how much damage they are capable of doing. Okay.
So while he's doing that, Dungeon Roll has a really cool mechanic that when you roll treasure, you're actually rolling the monster's damage dice to look at the treasure table. I always thought that was really cool. So bigger monsters, bigger loot.
Way to ruin the magic. I'm just kidding.
That's super cool.
I like knowing that more risk.
I like knowing that the 10 damage means good loot.
Yeah. So we
Joking.
got.
It's not a joke.
3, 10. So you managed to find it. It's like wearing rags, basically. It's pretty gnarly. All the equipment is just absolute garbaggio. But you managed to find 25 very, very, very old gold pieces on the skeletons.
Fantastic.
Indeed. And since you were the one who asked, you may have dibs on that. Yeah.
Given that I sort of like live in the woods and don't really buy things, I'm inclined to just split them up evenly with the party. As soon as we get out of this dungeon, we'll work out loot.
All right, so everyone except for Milburn, you guys get 1, 2, 3, 4. The math is hard. Anyways, you get your cut of the loot, and I've been holding it for a very long time, so we're gonna take a very quick 5-minute break. I'm gonna run to the banyo, get some water. Everyone, smoke if you got them. Just kidding, don't smoke cigarettes. And wait, let me put on elevator music, the most important element of any break.
Awesome.
I think Settler would.
Ron,
Mhm.
I would like to point out that when you were like, I have all divination spells memorized, nobody was surprised. Do you notice that? Nobody was like, oh, what? No, we were all like, well, yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Fair.
yeah.
Good try.
Yeah.
he's not going to have a combat spell memorized. I absolutely,
I believe
no
it.
doubt.
Yeah, I totally believe it.
Yep. When I level up, though, I'm going to be able to prepare one more spell. I do have
And then you'll
magic
have
missile in
learned
my
from the
book.
experience, and then you get magic missile. Okay, cool.
My cousin is actually watching this. My cousin John, who lives in Miami.
Hey,
is
John.
watching this. And I keep getting little messages on the side. And he by the way, Austin, he loved the nuclear dragon family. That was so.
Hey,
But
man.
yeah, he's been chatting with me. He's having a good time. So
Nice.
He should be in the chat on the stream. Dalek Reject, it is a great mechanic. Is this what it's like being a Twitch streamer?
Reading
Hey,
comments, yeah.
What up? All right. Well,
Chat, here's a poll. What should I throw against them next? Players, don't look at the poll.
yeah.
If
So
you have not subscribed yet, you should.
If you have
And
not
to follow
subscribed,
this
go hit that.
campaign, go to the side channel, my side channel. It's all in the video description.
also I made campaign diaries of it. To the previous point. So it looks like fuck your player 69 said Death Knight. All right. So you go to the next room.
Yeah. No, I'm down. Give someone a full fight.
You open the door and there's Cthulhu.
so
You know, I put my money's still on Settler. You know what I mean? He'll come up with something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Something.
he'll just roll big. It's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
I mean, it's like all right. Next
Settler
room,
hits
Death
roughly
Knight.
as hard as a
Settler.
boat does.
It's true.
That night, fight it. Settler has a big red button that he presses to just like destroy target enemy.
Yeah. All right. Well, now that we're all back, we've had some laughs. We've had some fun. We're gonna have more fun. Let me put on my best. Hold up. We've got to keep this. Okay. Those of you in chat just now joining us, thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Austin, aka the Tabletop Bro. Here are our lovely
Jazz
players, and we're just out here having some great groovy times on this beautiful Sunday. It's good to be live. All right. So we pick up with the Spectre has fled. Milburn, as you're kind of running with the shield on your back, you see the Spectre like fly over. Whoa, Jesus. But it completely ignores you. And after going down a few more, you make another turn. You see the barricade that they have put up.
I assume I see Castor,
Yeah, you
like
see
guarding the
Castor.
barricade.
Yeah, I mean, you see all of them. You arrived like Castor just cleaved the skeleton. You see the skeleton kind of fall to pieces. Yeah.
So I'll like slide up to the barricade,
Mhm.
and I'll be like, "We're rich!" And I'm just gonna like jump up and down so everything on me jingles.
Yeah.
I am
Perfect.
very angry with you, and I, tell you, you how many times have I told you not to touch things before I detect their magic?
I'm already leaving the room to try and hunt down the final ghost.
Okay.
Don't do that again. I was
You take down the barricade? how
The
did
ghost
you take
ran
down
out
the
the side, right? So I'm gonna just like
No, it
see
went
if
through.
it's,
It
like,
went
back.
through the walls.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Man.
Stupid ghosts and
Damn
ghosting.
Good thing I didn't use Exterminatus on that one.
So, how much hit points does a wall have? Out of curiosity.
You know, have to find out.
I will look
By the way,
properly
I should-
chastised to Dorwit.
I should mention my damage is extremely high, but if I actually fail to kill them and need to attack other things, I take a -4 to that damage. So it's high risk. So if I don't kill something and it gets away, then I'm just screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
However,
are.
my game plan is just kill it.
That makes sense. That's a good game plan.
and
That's
it's
solid.
working out.
Yeah.
So, cool.
Milburn, my heart is not as strong as it used to be. You're gonna make my heart stop. I'm very unhappy.
There's some sleeping chambers back this way, and there might be more sleeping chambers beyond that.
Are you telling Dorwit to sleep or?
I'm just telling
We
the
should
room.
hole up in a
Oh,
room.
okay.
No, I mean there may be more of these, and I just kind of gesticulate to all of the debris on the ground. All of these, there may be more of them. Come on,
Orcish warchants intensify as the hallway gets barged down.
come on! I'll show you where it sent me, and I'll show you what I found.
Do you guys
Yeah.
follow Milburn
Yeah.
Cobble the 7th?
I'll follow Milburn.
Yeah, as will I.
Cool. Yes, you guys go down the hallway and
Actually, before I turn around, before I leave, I go, wait, and then I turn around. I'm like, anybody want this? It's bigger than me. And I got the big blue shield with the wave on it.
I
It's
sort
always
of
good to
glance
have
around
a
to the rest of the
backup.
parties. Not my style, but
And I'm going to
I don't
Just
currently
like-
have a shield.
somehow take off my backpack, attach it via some of the straps, just so it's there, and then put the backpack back on.
Well, hold on. Before you do that, Castor doesn't have one. Castor, you want
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I'll take a shield.
I'll just put my
Oh.
hands up like you take a shirt off a little kid.
Just leaning down a little bit. Perfect.
yeah.
Oh, Castor has completely changed his entire weapon loadout.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's the only one with magical weapons now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, Settler really doesn't need them. It makes the rest of life unfair.
yeah.
All right,
so
once I get that off. All right, cool. Let's go. Jingle, 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 jingle.
so Castor, you take the shield and you wield it, and immediately you hear. Oh boy! I'm just kidding.
Heal takes over.
Yeah.
That's terrifying because the sword didn't get any music.
Yeah.
It's because I didn't think about using music for the
Had
sword
me-
last.
Had me
2
sweating
weeks ago.
there.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But you do put it on, and you can feel that this is a magical shield. You can feel like in your knowledge this isn't your normal. This isn't your grandma's shield with some waves painted on it. But yeah. So you guys go into the next room, and you can see that it looks like the first thing you see besides the dead bodies is you see more dead bodies. But this time they're not the dead bodies of the skeletons that you guys killed and whatnot. They're like very decayed, basically fossils. That if you took one look at them, you can tell they are very, 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 very old and haven't moved in a very long time. You see that there's like this very quaint like dining room table that looks like it seats maybe 6. There's like very just rotted, decayed like china in cabinets. Only I would assume they wouldn't call it china because china is not a place in this world, but you get the idea. Porcelain would be the appropriate term. And it just looks like your grandma's dining room to keep with the grandma motif. Yeah, if you guys don't want to check out anything, we go down the hallway. And the hallway splits to the you could either go to the right or you could go straight. If you go straight, you can see like there's more cupboards with like stuff. Cupboards with stuff. God damn, I am just great at describing things.
We haven't
There's,
looked inside the cupboards yet. It's fine.
Yeah.
Better than me.
There's like like what looks like a pantry. Might be a kitchen down there. It is a kitchen, I'll just tell you. So it's up to you. You guys can either go straight and look in the kitchen or hang a right and go down the hall.
I came from the right, I assume.
You did.
All right, so I came from that way, guys. So I didn't look in the kitchen.
Can I use my cooking skills I just learned to try and figure out why undead would need a kitchen?
Sure. You go into the
Because
kitchen and
that's weird.
roll discern realities.
And my question will be, why is this kitchen here when undead don't need to eat?
Sure.
And that is a 10.
So you look around this kitchen, studying everything, and you realize this is a very old kitchen. And presumably, living people probably once inhabited this space and probably used this kitchen.
And
to
then
make
later
themselves
died.
meals. And then later died.
And how much dust is left on all the surfaces?
Always thick, like 40 Cs.
Okay.
Like it's shit. It's thick.
I
It's
see.
like a heavy
that's
coating
lot.
of dust.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. That does answer the question a lot.
Yeah. It's gnarly. It's like a very gross kitchen.
Another interesting note is if they have like fine porcelain plates, this was probably a wealthy-ish kitchen.
Mayhaps.
And if this was a dungeon with a bunch of rooms, something tells me that this would be near where the higher-up people would eat.
Mayhaps.
Methinks. That is what I'll have Settler learn from his role.
And Settler gets a side quest and says, take Gordon Ramsay to this kitchen so that he can go kitchen nightmare style. What are you doing? I'm just kidding. Anyways. But yeah, it's a very...
What
great
rooms do I get from that
reduction.
quest?
Yeah, you get the beef Wellington recipe. if
Oh,
you
I get the
complete
beef
it.
Wellington recipe. Okay.
Yeah. So unless you guys want to chill out in the kitchen more, you can go down the hallway. It's up to you, or you can go back the way you came. I don't really care. What do you want to do?
I'm heading off down the hallway because I'm showing. We haven't got to the loot.
Yeah,
room
you
yet.
were trying to show us
Yep,
where
let's
we
go to
were
the loot
going.
room.
Yeah. And I'm, like,
Yes. Go ahead.
and I'm just
Sorry.
fangirling out about it. It's like
Yeah.
there's a ton of money left. There's so much I had to start eating some of it because I wasn't sure if it was going to be there when we got back.
You ate it?
Well, yeah. You'll still spend all the same later.
Are you feeling okay?
Not really. I'm not. It's a little.
Do you regret having eaten it?
No.
Okay then.
Maybe a little.
Interesting.
Maybe he's got like a little sweat going on, right? You know, right? A little, you know, he's like, yeah, no, it's not that bad. It's not. I might, yeah. I'm good. Oh, I'm good. Yeah. Don't need any.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Noted.
We'll head down to the. I'm gonna try and get back to the treasure room. Unless there's a direction that I missed, then we'll check that out first, obviously.
My detection ability is also super not useful here. Is the area tainted by death? Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're in a crypt. It's a lot.
Yes,
Are there undead nearby? Yes.
Now, child, don't grab anything
Like, well,
without
most-
me checking it first.
Okay.
But
Okay.
anyways, sorry, I was learning about how irresponsible our downstairs neighbors are with their dog.
That's okay.
Yeah, I hope they're not watching this. I know they would be, but hey, your kids are really irresponsible with your dog. Also, you should get your dog a collar with a name tag on it, and maybe not let it leave your apartment unsupervised. Anyways,
True.
back on track. So yeah, you go skipping down the hall. And you notice where in the previous rooms, all of the tapestries and stuff depicting like the wagons and the nuclear wagon family were, yeah, they were old and decayed, but it didn't look like there was much intervention. Like here, like you'll see like murals and tapestries with like huge cuts in them. Like, you know, tapestries are like burned. And yeah. But as you go down the corridor, you do feel where when you first touched down in this dungeon, it was very chilly. Now it is starting to warm up a little bit as you head towards the treasure room. You come to the four-way intersection where Dorwit, not Dorwit, I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep confusing your names. Milburn, you recognize this intersection. I'm assuming you lead them straight to the treasure room.
Yeah. So but I'm like that's where the crystal took me. and I'll point down the hallway with the dead end. And then some undead ran by. The undead came from that direction. If we'll go over there and we'll check out and see if there's more behind them. But then over here, oh, that's adorable.
So I'm trying to remember the port key took him into that treasure room.
Took me to a dead end.
Ah,
And then I ran down the hallway and found the treasure room.
okay. So I assume we can find it, yeah? With
Oh, yeah, right over here.
Milburn
Dude,
leading
the
it?
treasure room's literally right.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
right there.
so again, don't touch anything yet, and don't stuff these things into any part of your body yet. And let me let Dorwit scan the room. And do I detect anything that has a magical aura?
I mean, everything kind of like has a very faint magical aura, but no.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Milburn.
Now I found his shield, and I point at Castor's shield. I found his shield in the room, so it's
The shield
might
does have
glow.
a magical aura.
Okay. Yeah.
Make sure Dorwit can see that.
Oh, that's
See,
good.
guys? Money. I'm literally carrying every penny I can plus a few extra. So, and I'll start
Yeah.
helping people pack pouches because I figure as a thief, I know how to,
Okay.
I have a very large backpack with not a lot of stuff in it right now.
Okay. We are filling it.
Yeah. Okay, so now Settler has a backpack full of gold, amount a lot, and we will decide how much a lot is at the end of the dungeon.
Yep.
Yep, loot.
The players get to fill that in.
No, like we're going to have the GM tell us at the end because we're not.
Oh,
counting.
okay.
And I don't want to have to deal with loot division in the middle of a session. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see.
Well, we might find more.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'd have to divide loot again. So let's just divide loot once at the end. Just boom. Yep. You got it.
You also have to factor in how much you can actually carry before you are encumbered.
Let's see here. I have a max load of 28.
So, can we say we take enough that we are... Is there anything beyond encumbered?
No, it's just you're encumbered.
Until we were encumbered. Just short of encumbered was what I'd like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I
so, just so we're all on the same page, I just looked it up. 100 coins are equal to 1 weight.
Okay. Well, how about this? We'll all be basically on the edge of encumbered, and then at the end we can do some hard math
Fantastic.
and figure out where we were.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
like
so-
tying. I don't have any pouches, but I'm like tying my shirt around my waist to stuff the coins down the shirt.
No, Castor. And I start pulling out pouches. I got pouches.
Okay.
I also have a healing potion. Okay, so that means that I can be carrying 20. So that'd be 210 gold, vaguely.
You said 210 gold?
Yeah, that's
No,
how much
so
I can carry.
It's
And depending on what
100.
level
It's 100 coins for
Oh.
1 weight.
Oh, well then, 2,100 is max I can carry.
There's not 2,100 gold coins in this room.
Cool,
That's
then I can
beautiful.
carry
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that we have
Okay.
taken them all.
There's
Yeah, carry
probably
capacity.
I would say it's about 500 gold coins.
Perfect.
I
So
have 7 total carried gear right now, basically. And my
Nice.
max carry gear is 28.
So you're fine.
could he carry all of the coins on me so I don't sound like jingle bells? Or is the
Sure.
500 what we have here plus what's on me?
That is what we have here plus what's on you.
Perfect.
I
Then
already
we'll-
rolled for you. You have 66 gold coins
That's a lot
on
of
you.
gold.
And inside you.
I am. So I did not actually start with any gold. I started dirt poor.
We all did.
Yeah,
I think.
so
Yeah, you did.
All right. So I'm just gonna dump all my pouches into your backpack.
all right. And what's the total coin that we have? I'll divide up at the end of the dungeon.
Exactly. We'll worry
Yeah.
about it. We'll worry about it at the end.
So currently 566 plus 25 is a number that is 589. Oh, 591. Thank you.
591 sounds right to me.
Cool. All right.
and how-
591.
How many are in my gut? How many did I swallow?
You know,
Make it 9 so we can get around 600.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. All right. I'm cool with that. All right. So yeah, unless
Yes.
you guys have any more anything you'd like to do in this over here.
No, there's nothing else of value in here. We've got all the coins scooped up. I'm gonna take them back to where the room was that those two guys ran out of originally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you go back to the room, and as I told
Oh wait. Lights on.
Andrew like 42 minutes ago. So it's like a little alcove with like very like disgusting, rotting, decayed meat on a table on a platter. It's like wooden plates, a wooden table, and it's a very shoddy looking setup, and that's where they came from. If anyone,
I'm gonna dig in and see if there's like a way to like if it goes back further or if this is like a dead end.
yeah. So you sounds like you are. Oh, let me just discerning realities.
I'm lucky I'll level on this roll. I leveled.
Bada bing, bada boom. You can see. So you look very close. Milburn is just like looking glass, just like inspecting. Like after 5 minutes, he turns around and goes, "It's a wall."
It's a dead end.
Indeed. And it is.
Authority.
As far as you can tell.
Can I
Alright.
try and knock on the wall to see if there's a gap behind it?
There's not.
Cool.
Yeah. It's
All
actually
right.
dead end.
I'm just like checking because
No worries.
yeah, it's a dungeon crawl. You have to check for this kind of thing.
You do have to check for these kinds of things.
All right. Did we miss it? I'm literally gonna like look at the party. Like, we missed a turn somewhere.
There were two directions, right?
Right.
One was more magical than the other. Is that the room where we're at?
Are we gonna have to fall all the way back and take the other corridor? I forgot about that corridor. Nice work, Dorwit. Well, I guess we'll fall back to the forkish.
When in doubt, ask a wizard. So, it is where I was headed in the first place, I remind you.
All right. What? Yes, you guys go all the way back through where you came from. Go past the like little barracks room where you guys fought the skeletons, and you make it back to where you see none other than Mardea in their giant iceberg, basically. Only there's a problem. And do you know what that problem is?
Dragon's awake.
It
before
melted?
You can see the tops of the wings are sticking out from the ice. That much has melted while you guys were away. And you notice that the temperature in the chamber has risen considerably, and the ice is melting faster. And the kobolds are just like,
Oh, yes. Yes, they came back. They came back. They removed that goddamn lock.
oh, fuck,
Also,
that hurts the voice.
I should mention that I got my gauntlet and then I put it back on, got the axe back in the hand. We're good. Just establishing that.
And they look to Castor and they go,
You've helped free, Master. Blessed be you. What can we do for you to repay such kindness?
Water would be good. Lots and lots of water.
and they,
They go, I don't understand. It was water that imprisoned the Master.
I will lean in. Well, Castor, how tall are you?
I believe I was close to the height of Settler, which I don't
Yeah.
remember what it was.
It was
you're
like
like
6'3",
6'6".
6'4".
You're 6
and
It's-
change.
It's a really high sixes.
So then I will like reach up and like grab and like pull myself up to like his ear level. I'll be like, if the dragon couldn't kill us, that'd be great. And then
Yeah.
drop back down.
Yeah, and if the dragon couldn't kill us.
they go,
Whatever do you mean?
Well, clearly it's waking up there.
And the master will be hungry. What a more noble way to end your lives than to be...
Why not yours?
We're looking forward to it, but you were the ones who freed the master.
Oh god.
Before you get first dibs.
It's an honor to be eaten.
Wait, did you trick us?
What? No.
Did you try to trick Dorwit?
What? No trickery. You helped us. You helped the master, just like you said you would. You took care of those damn squatters. And took their damn shield. And locked him up.
I have another stupid idea.
I do too.
Can I go with my stupid idea first? Because it'll take some time to execute, and then you can do your stupid idea in the meantime.
Well, mine requires you.
Oh, okay. Let's hear your plan.
Because I'm not attuned to the cold blade.
Okay.
That's what I wrote it down as.
Sure.
How good are you at throwing a sword up at that sphere?
I like this plan. I'm going to go with it. The answer is not very. However, I can certainly try and get the sword stuck up on there with the sphere.
All right, yeah. Yeah, go for it.
This is great.
9.
Okay, so
My God.
tell me what you're doing.
I am going to take the sword,
Okay.
and I know that there's a thing I need to hit on top of the ice cube. So I'm
Right.
going to try and throw the sword so that it curves and slides across the top to hit the ball and have it roll off.
And you roll the 9.
Yes.
So you throw the sword, and it like goes sailing through the air, and it hits the last remaining thing that was connecting the orb to the giant icicle, and you hear it sever it as the sword goes flying to the other side of the chamber, and the giant iceberg comes crashing to the ground.
That's much better than my idea, which was to get a war pick off on the undead and try to chisel away the ice to crack
And-
the dragon before it gets out.
As it comes crashing down, the ice shatters, and the dragon Sin Mardeg goes up and goes. "Roar." I can't do a dragon roar. It goes
Yeah.
"Roar," as it stretches its wings, and just goes and you see the orb fall from the sky, and the dragon like looks over at you, and the orb is falling. And what do you do?
Well, I think I'm gonna run through every remaining piece of profanity that I haven't said yet today, and then get a fair way through the list, starting back at the top.
All right, very cool.
I'm going for the football catch. To
Okay,
catch the orb.
roll plus dex. Defy danger. Let's see it.
Finally, 11.
Yes. So you just see Milburn just take off, just like, and he just, and just runs as the orb just falls right into his hands. And can I just backseat play Milburn real quick?
Yes, you can.
And he grabs it, holds it, does the somersault, jumps up, Heisman pose.
Yes.
Anyway, but
And then I run back I literally start running back to the party. We need to go.
and as you like run back, you feel like Sin Mardeg's wings just flap, and like I'm gonna need everyone to roll plus, let's say, Constitution to see if you can hold your ground. As this is a humongous dragon.
I got a 7.
You got a 7.
Overall.
I rolled
I got a
As did I.
9.
Both of you got 9s.
I have a 7. Sorry.
7. No, you're fine. And then
6.
Castor, you got a 9. Okay. So yeah, Dorwit is blown like literally off of his feet. He goes flying back and hits the wall, taking
XP!
2 points of damage. He also gets XP. As he like slams against the wall. Castor, Jonah, and Settler, you guys all like try to brace yourselves, but like bits and pieces or like of like your kit are like flying off as you like are desperately holding on. I don't know how you guys are holding on.
You know how
Still
I plant my feet
down.
into the ground? How I like stomped in against the drawers?
Yeah.
I stomped into the ground beneath my feet, cracking the stone to get ground that way.
That's metal as fuck. But as you do that, like bits and pieces of your armor come like literally just get like unattached from your arm and just fly off. It's the same thing with Jonah and Castor. Like Jonah, some of your arrows go flying behind. I assume you have a quiver.
Yeah.
Making a lot of assumptions here. And Oxa's like just like desperately like trying to like fly like to stay, but you know she's like struggling. And yeah, Castor, you're like bracing yourself like but like the gold coins that you guys collected are like flying like back. And then yeah, Simardale like looks up and just goes, "Who would like the honor first?"
You can
Did
have
I-
the honor of dying by my hand.
Did I have to roll to avoid the wind, or was I too close or in the wrong direction?
You were in the wrong direction.
Perfect. As Settler challenges the dragons, which really
Exterminate us.
it really makes me nervous. I wanna ask a question to you as a DM to make sure I remember hearing something. It was the squatters that had locked up the master, right?
Correct.
That's when I'm gonna spin around and I'm gonna look at Castor and I'm gonna be like, the shield! They locked up the dragon! And then I'm gonna run for cover
Okay.
with the orb.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, the wagon takes a look at Settler and just goes, "You dare challenge me?" And you're gonna have to defy danger here, my guy.
What's
I
that?
don't know. So you're gonna have to defy danger somehow because it is taking
I-
a big old inhalation.
I'm seeing it's doing that. I am again going to just stand my ground and just growl and let that fury consume me the way it consumed me when I pulled out the sword.
Okay.
As I roll an 11 for defy danger.
An 11 for defy danger. Nice. So let me just take my dice here. We got.
You have the dog on your side. You're gonna win. He is clearly
It's not fair.
She, actually.
she is on our side.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna take what? Since you succeeded, you managed to stand your ground, but like the Sinmardare goes. Sorry, that probably wasn't pleasant.
Base boosted.
Yeah, sorry about that. And it just blows just this massive cold, like, you know, just cone of freezing cold air directly at Settler. Settler, you manage to shrug off half the damage, so you take 9 points of damage as you stand your ground, and it just like freezes you to your absolute core. You manage to stay strong and, you know, maintain composure, but you were chilled to the bone, my dude.
I'm not even in single digits yet.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. What does everyone else do?
I think Castor. Well, how far away? I don't know if that matters. I'm gonna start charging up to the dragon.
Oh.
Because clearly it's posing a danger to everyone.
Yeah.
We know that there isn't a way out through the other paths that we saw. Our original entrance is blocked off. So this is our stand. So I want to try and run up and just kind of strike at the dragon's neck.
Let it be known you didn't fully explore this chamber, but yeah.
Yeah.
So you run.
This
up,
is what Castor's knowledge is.
Yeah.
So you run up and yeah, roll that hack and slash.
As I
Oh,
dive behind
oh no.
cover, I'm gonna like try and like shake the orb, rub the orb, look for runes on the orb, trying to activate the water orb.
Well, I got my first XP for a failure.
Nice.
Oh no.
Completely wrong time to get it, dude.
not at all the time that you want that to happen.
No. My
okay.
lowest roll of I think the total was 6.
Oh man. Oh, that's not ideal.
No.
Yes,
Suboptimal.
definitely suboptimal. So yeah, you run up and and what do you do to try and attack the?
I think I'm trying to slash at its neck, but maybe the neck height is too strong for my sword.
Yeah. So
'Cause I'm not using the cold blade. I'm using the other blade, my main blade,
Room temperature blade.
my signature weapon.
So yeah, you run up, just like you said, and like, similar to I don't give a shit. Like literally just turns and just like effortlessly, like just you come in like and like your blade like doesn't even pierce the scales, and Simardea just like comes and just lunges at you, dealing. And sorry, the rule book is just so helpful sometimes. 15 points of damage.
Oh, that's many of those.
And what are the fucking
I
effects
really
of it?
want to pick up that bloody Aegis next
So
level up.
I want to use one of my healing potions for sure.
Here's the thing: it has messy. So yeah, it rips. So it comes down and with its like face, just like grabs Castor's arm. Which I assume Castor tries to protect himself from this.
Oh yeah,
Which is Castor left or right-handed?
right-handed.
Right-handed. Shield would be in the left hand.
Yep.
Literally comes down and rips Castor's arm out of like his socket, basically, like tears off his forearm and the shield, and just like and like spits it out on the other side. Castor, you now have a nub where there once was a forearm, and yeah,
That left or
a lot of
right?
damage. Well, your left arm.
Left arm. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys all see as Castor gets his arm just ripped off, trying to defend himself. What's everybody gonna do?
I charged the dragon.
You charge the dragon.
Yes. You have attacked
Alright.
Underbelly. It's common knowledge.
Dorwit was yelling at him,
Actually.
"You're not a fighter!" as he was charging up.
Jonah, do you do anything as you see the arm get ripped off and you see Settler charge this wagon? Do you do anything?
Well, so as this whole thing is going on, as I see the fight beginning, I'm sort of muttering to Asuka, well, this isn't the decision I would have chosen, but clearly it's been made for me. Go bring me that thing's eyeballs. And
Nice.
I'm pulling out an arrow and trying to line up a shot, but I think I'll
Yeah.
let Settler take his crack first before I have
Alright.
mine.
Settler, take your crack first.
10.
10. Nice. Yeah, so you run up and you like slide to the underbelly, and yeah, go for it.
And I try to cleave it open, but, I low-rolled my damage, so that's only 9.
Okay. So yeah, you slide under it, and you have the axe, right?
Yeah.
You take the axe out and like dig it into its undersides, and it kind of like calls out, and it slams its like wings to the ground, and everyone who's standing has now been knocked prone.
Ouch.
Yeah, no fun, but you do deal the 9 damage, and it can't retaliate as you have slid. I'm guessing like under and like through it probably, or like
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm basically in a weird location for it to try and get to.
Yeah, so you were right by its rear end, and Milburn tossed Cobble to 7. What do you do? Or what are you doing while all this is going on?
I'm trying to figure out if I can get
I know
this
you got the
orb to
orb.
activate.
Okay, so
I've got it. I'm trying to get in a spot where I can see the dragon, and I'm like rubbing the orb, looking for runes on the orb,
I would say
like
discern
shaking the
realities.
orb.
Discern realities. Yeah.
Why do you make me roll?
Get your XP.
And I'm yelling at him to give it to a real wizard.
You know what? Right as I stand up, I haven't even looked at the roll up yet. I stand up, and I'm trying to. And I hear that, and I just stand up and throw it at him. And I'm totally fine with that. Like the moment he says that, that breaks me out of it. I throw the orb to him, and I make a beeline to Castor, pulling out my healing potion instead.
Nice.
To get the healing potion in his gullet.
Nice. So as he sprints across to do that, Dorwit, you now see the orb flying
Right.
towards you.
Dexterity check
Yeah.
plus 1. 8.
All right. Yeah. So you like run and you drop your ferocious dagger in order to get it, but you manage to like grab it and you like whoa, 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 and it like lands in your hands. And yeah. What do you do now with the orb in your hands?
Well, I need to.
So when it lands in your hands, sorry, I forgot something about your backstory. It immediately just starts shooting out water it's like a fire hose.
Okay, I immediately start to aim it at the dragon, but I'm also trying to see if I have some control over this thing.
Okay.
Because I wanted to. Well, water. The dragon's cold, so maybe it'll freeze if it touches it. I don't know.
Sounds like a spout lore.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
2 and 1.
Oh,
So my
So-
total is 5.
You pontificate over this situation in your hyperbolic time chamber, and you realize that water can't really be wet because water makes things wet.
oh my God.
The
not
water
this.
itself can't really be wet. But you do know that water freezes. And you know that fish poop in water. There's a lot of uses for water.
All right, that's what I'm thinking. But I just saw my student just get his arm chopped off, and I need to. I don't know. I'm not really thinking about myself. I'm gonna get closer to that dragon and see if I can, see what happens if the water touches it.
Okay.
So am I defying danger? What am I doing?
Sure.
Dexterity?
Well, I mean, you're approaching the dragon, so we all know you approached the dragon.
Yeah.
The question is, and the dragon hasn't noticed you yet. It's kind of recoiling in pain from Dorwit the waterbender, from Settler's vicious blow.
Mhm.
So yeah, you're pretty much chilling right now. As you can get closer, and the water
Okay.
is like shooting out, and it just seems to be making a puddle. It doesn't seem to be necessarily doing anything at first
Okay.
glance. But yeah,
All right. Is it still me?
whoever, unless if you've got something else,
Because I'm
The-
wondering if I can experiment with this and see if I can do other things, but I don't know. I already failed that check, right?
Which one?
To try to figure out how to make this do what I want. To like.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. I want to see if I can manipulate the water in some way.
Well,
Because we know that it froze this thing before. So,
Sure.
okay. Okay, that is total of 8.
Total of 8. So we'll say that's spout lore. So you know that you basically know how to turn it on and off.
Uh-huh.
But as far as you know, like you can't make things freeze.
so
I don't know how to make them freeze.
I'm currently
You
next to the
You
weak
just know how to
point.
turn it on and off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
so
currently next to the weak point. Right?
so Seller, you have slid under it, and like Sinmardale like looks behind you and then just like swings its tail. I would say roll to defy danger plus deck.
plus Dex.
Yeah.
And perfectly because a 4 and a 6.
Damn.
Because I managed to just slam the shield into the way and like bounce off it to go back underneath the dragon as I pull up my axe
Yeah.
and go for another carve on the underbelly.
Sure. Roll hack
Coming
and
back
slash.
the other
You've
way.
gotten no XP today.
Yeah.
I have
not not a single bit. Roll hack and slash.
7. Okay.
There we go. Yeah. So you managed to carve another bit. Roll for damage.
Yep. Plus Exterminatus.
Indeed.
As I'm covering the distance to Castor, I'm gonna scream,
Almost max.
Jonah, cover me!
18. Almost max.
18
God.
points of damage. Holy shit.
18 isn't even max.
Oh my.
I'm a
God.
player and I'm protesting.
No, that's why I've been talking about Paladin being overpowered for so long, because it is.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
mildly
lot,
like
a lot
the
of people
fighter.
on a lot of people in the Dungeon World subreddit do agree that Paladin is way overpowered.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
so you slide under it and you like carve open the underbelly of it, and like all of its like blood and guts start to like fall on you. But like by the time you slide out, Summerday looks and just goes, "You made a great mistake, boy," and just goes, and like lunges at you, dealing some damage with its maw open.
Oh.
Why did I type in? I'm a fucking idiot. Dealing. So like the maw is like coming down. You're kind of thrown off balance, and it deals 17 points of damage as it comes down on Settler, and just like as it falls like a dead weight, and
So,
just like
what are the rules for being reduced to 0?
Wait, doesn't your armor kick in?
Oh, my armor's only 3. I'm at 10.
yeah.
Oh.
I don't.
Oh, I think
So
it's
we'll
it's
get
a,
to that. There is a rule for it. We'll get to it in just.
Yeah. Although,
But-
while this is happening,
Yeah.
you said that the mouth is open for this attack,
Yeah.
and I'd like to take a moment to try and put an arrow through its palate.
Oh yeah, I love it. Go for it.
So, yeah, volley roll is gonna be an 11,
Okay, yeah, you hit.
and damage 4.
So you have to thank Jonah, because you now have the lower half of your body thanks to Jonah. So like,
You're welcome.
Oh, nice.
so the arrow goes right through Sinmarde's mouth, goes and like throws it off balance as it like lands. Like, I mean, it still lands on top of you, but instead of its maw like just basically eviscerating the lower half of your body, it just crushes your legs, which are now broken as fuck.
And I want to say that in the corner of my vision, I see a flickering being of shadows before it vanishes.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I can agree with that. That's yeah. Perfect. So you are now dying, Settler.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you catch a glimpse of what lies beyond the black gates of Death's kingdom. So for you, as a worshiper of the Great Claw, you see the Great Claw, and it's everything is in like black and gray. Like, do you ever play Limbo?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that aesthetic. And you see the Great Claw, like, you know, rising up in front of you, and you're gonna roll. And
Death does
really,
not care who rolls. You add nothing to it.
You had nothing. Nope. Death does not care how cool you are. What'd you
10?
roll?
10.
Oh my
6.
god.
That is the most important roll you've done,
Okay, so
bro.
And one of the lower rolls.
yeah,
Well, I'm glad.
truly.
I'm glad, because I didn't want Settler to die.
Same, honestly.
I was hoping
but,
for a
if
7
he
through
were to
9, but
die
that would
some
have been
way,
interesting. But
I'm happy that he killed the opponent in combat. You
Oh,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
it's true. So, like, you know, the Great Claw just looks at you and just goes, in like an indiscernible voice, but you somehow
Can I
like
translate it?
sure.
It basically is, your job isn't over yet.
All right, yeah, I like it.
Kick some ass!
So that's what the Great Claw says.
I was
Says
put
the-
here for some purpose. I have not fulfilled it yet. That was step 1.
Deliver more souls.
And then the Great Claw says, "The only thing they fear is you." That's the song I'm playing. Anyway, and yeah, you just come back in your body, but like you cannot feel your leg. Your legs are completely crushed.
So I'm alive at 1, basically.
Wait, what was that?
So I'm alive at 1, more or less.
Yeah. But you are very much alive as Sinmardea has fallen to the combined blades of Settler and Jonah Darrowshire.
I think this would be a good time for the quest to be marked as complete.
Yeah, you can mark this.
Yeah.
Milburn has something to say.
I no longer have a quest.
No, that was awesome.
I can't believe we did that. Anyway.
As I said, I didn't need the blade.
True. By the skin of your teeth.
Yeah, I mean, how else are you supposed to play an orc?
That's true. So yeah, you are now Settler is crippled. Castor
Oh, good thing I have a healing potion. My legs
doesn't
are
have
back.
an arm. That doesn't get your legs back. That just
Uh-huh.
heals you. So yeah, Castor,
Yeah.
you guzzle the healing potion that Milbert gives you, and the stump on your arm, it still remains a stump. I'm sorry,
No.
but it's no longer bleeding. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's so funny. Andrew, what you wrote. I'm gonna need you to come in on Sunday too.
I
Yeah.
tell Castor, well,
Go ahead.
think of it as a, this is, I'm sorry for your arm, but, think of this as a message as to what your true calling is.
Well, think about it. Whereas before, all the magic was spread out through your body. Now it's all evenly spread out through your remaining body, so there's more magic in a given
great.
percentage
He's
of your
not a wizard.
body that you have left. It's like higher magic density.
Being a
So,
fighter was never meant for you, boy.
Once Castor's not like spurting blood out of his stump, I'm gonna.
Well,
I'm
he
gonna run
isn't
over-
because he took the healing potion.
Oh,
So.
so I'm
Yeah, I
saying,
took your
Castor,
healing
once-
potion.
Well,
Yeah.
no, once he's not. Once he's good, I'm gonna run over and get the shield and put it back on, and I'm gonna pick up his arm, and I'm gonna look over at. I'm not gonna let him see it. I'm gonna
Sure
look
got a
over
roll
at
to
him.
today.
Right.
Oh.
I'm just gonna look at him and I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna put it in one of my pouches,
That's so weird.
and I'm
Well, you
like,
might need it later.
we're gonna try and put it back on, but I don't.
I hope you grabbed some ice from the shattering.
I'm gonna run over and
Wait,
get some
what-
ice.
Is that dragon really cold? Can we,
Yeah, the dragon is fucking freezing.
so can we put the arm on ice by pushing the arm up against the dragon and then spritzing some water on it?
Getting a different healing potion over the open section.
That's
Yeah.
that is perfectly
'Cause
doable.
I do
That
have
is
it.
exactly
I
what
also
happens.
do have healing potion.
And,
Can I foreshadow my level 3 ability and get my legs back? It's gonna be cool. Can I roll for it?
You cannot get your legs back currently. No. Yeah.
I can't have the shadows coalesce from the other realm to lock my bones back together.
No, because
Okay, fine.
your bones are currently crushed into a fine powder.
Okay.
But you still have them. It
Fair,
could have been
fair.
worse.
Yeah.
Once again, you got to thank Jonah, because if Jonah didn't fire that arrow,
Yeah.
you would have been like Castor, except you would have been like Darth Maul at the end of
Yeah.
the Phantom Menace.
There you go. All right, I'll get the arm on some ice, and then I'll. And I'm like, look at the shield that I'm wearing on my back.
Yeah.
Could a settler sit in it?
It'd be a tight fit, but
All
theoretically.
right, so we'll put it down and we'll like move him up into it and we'll slide him out.
My legs can get out of the way. They can bend any shape now.
What we'll do is we'll just fold him over and just throw it up over each shoulder.
God.
You just had that Harry Potter scene of where he's like
Horrible.
bending his
Oh,
arm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Miles
that's
with that
awful.
joke, you
Oh.
gotta do it. Gotta do it.
Oh,
And,
man.
We'll get him on the shield and we'll slide him around. And
Well,
How
I
are we
think
gonna-
some of the gold is gonna have to go to repairing injuries.
yeah.
Probably.
Although, now we know where the place is. I'm gonna ask for one last thing.
Okay.
I want to take the dragon's head.
I was going
If
to
you
suggest
can-
we take the dragon, but
Yeah, but like, I don't think we can carry the dragon. Is the
Yeah,
thing.
you can. If you can
I-
figure out a way to transport the head, sure.
So I have
Is
this.
the issue at rotting? Because I think I know something that could make it cold.
That's.
I think the
pretty-
issue is that it's really heavy.
Yeah, no, it's very heavy. It's not the rotting. It's the
Damn.
massive dragon head. What were you gonna say, Ronald?
I have I have this orb now, right?
Yes.
Okay, I give it to Jonah and I say, don't lose it again.
Okay, yes.
Just
I
go
will
with
not.
it.
Yeah.
We've come
I
full
take the
circle.
orb and how big is this one?
How big is the room?
The orb?
Oh, orb. Oh, right. You said
Oh,
earlier. Bowling
yeah,
ball
the
size.
orb. Yeah, bowling ball
I'm
size.
sort of like awkwardly holding it and like I set it down on the floor and stow my bow and retrieve arrows, do all the things, and then like and just sort of carrying it.
Okay. Perfect. So you're now carrying it, and you guys look around and you see that there is a there's a passageway pretty much directly in front of you that you haven't gone down before. And you go down the passageway, I assume you guys go, unless you
Yes.
guys have anything
Oh,
else.
I can't go down the passageway.
Oh no, we have you on
No,
the
we're
shield, and I'm
dragging you.
scooting you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're
dragging you with
you
the
Well, I
on
guess
shield.
I'm going
shield.
down the passageway. Yeah.
Yeah, you're being dragged along.
Also, I
with the
drank
dragon.
the
You
healing
have a
potion, so
choice.
I'm not
Wait.
at 1 HP. I'm at 11.
That dragon slaying sword.
You
is
you
so-
feel much better. You still can't move your legs, but you
Yeah.
feel like $1,000,000. What were you saying, Dorwit?
that dragon slaying sword. It's still there on the ground. Yes.
Yes.
Didn't slay this dragon.
Yes, I would grab that.
Yes, we're going to get that. Castor, you're strong enough.
Oh, wait. Can you pass me
Wait.
the sword? I just need to do one last
Oh,
thing.
but that would be kind of mean. You only have one hand. We can give it to.
I can hold it for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure we keep that.
Oh God.
All right.
no. Is Milburn doing a Constitution check? What is going
No,
on?
no, I'm just like Andrew is like, oh my God, this went sideways so quick. And this is dragons with good rolls. I want you to think about that. That's how dangerous dragons are in this game. That's dragons with good rolls.
Yep.
Had 1 death and 1 guy lost an arm.
Yeah. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That being said, we
We
did
still
it.
won.
You did.
Yeah.
You did do
Because
All right.
Paladin is a class.
Yeah.
The class, yeah.
So I'm just gonna I'm getting down low, getting the edge of that shield, and we're gonna get out of here. Like we gotta go.
Yes. So you guys go down this passage and you see that there's like a tunnel that has been dug into the side. And you go in through the tunnel, and after walking for maybe a half a mile, you can see like the what time did you guys come in here? Oh, verisimilitude has been lost. I've
That's
been
okay.
revealed as a fraud.
Our
Fuck
characters
it,
have
for-
lost a sense of time.
I'm
Yeah.
good with that.
For the
Yeah,
sense of
yeah,
drama,
that's fair.
you see the sunrise over the mountains as you step foot and you get that first breath of fresh air as the golden glow of the sun shines into the valley that Boundary has been established. You can see Boundary down on the basin floor, and that feels like a good place to wrap.
And I should mention that as soon as you pull Settler out of the dungeon, because his quest has been completed, he now feels the lack of sleep that he's been going because he hasn't slept in 3 days. So
Settler
he
just
is
passes out
out like a
immediately.
light on the shield.
And that is our
Fair.
fade to black.
Yeah.
He finally
Fair.
gets to sleep.
Oh my God.
Just steps out immediately, just over like a rock,
Yep.
collapses.
Well, good news. He's already on the shield. We'll just keep pushing him.
Yeah.
Actually, isn't it all downhill from here?
Oh no. His leg's already
I have to
broken.
say, this is Ronald speaking. I've never understood that phrase because downhill is easy.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right.
Yeah.
That means I can hop in it with him and go down like a sled.
Oh, you were talking literally.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No. The because the boundary's down in the valley in the. So if I get on the shield with him, I can be to town in like
His
12
legs
seconds.
are broken. I mean,
After we go down,
means we
I
can't
expect you
break 'em
guys to go
again.
back to the dungeon, pick up loot, come back, and pay for my medical treatment.
does our employer provide health?
I don't
Fuck
recall
no.
that being in the contract.
That
It
was not
wasn't
in the
in the con-
contract.
It was in the contract.
You guys don't get healthcare. You sure as hell don't get dental.
We're gonna spend pretty much everything we looted and everything that we're gonna get paid
On healthcare.
on healthcare, which is fine. You know, that means we get to go do this again, and at some point we'll hit pay dirt, and then we'll make a bunch
That's
of money.
that's the B plot of this campaign. The A plot is Settler becoming Master Chef. The B plot is the gang gets healthcare.
Yeah, the king gets healthcare.
So
that was crazy.
before we do have to take care of the end of session stuff.
Yep.
So has anyone does anyone feel like their bond has been resolved?
I do not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I feel
No.
I feel like I did keep Dorwit in line for the most part, but I also felt like I could leave Dorwit alone more often.
I feel like you didn't have a situation like last session where you literally had to cover for him. being
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Bumbling buffoon.
So I'm saying like I feel like that's resolved because I can
Okay,
understand that
yeah,
he's
you can
taken
trust him.
his
Okay,
own.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. Both of you, XP. All right.
I think my stereotypes of orcs have only been reinforced.
Yeah, Settler does not fight the stereotype, really. He
Embraces
is
it.
orc.
He is
Yeah.
the reason for the stereotype.
Yeah, like, truly.
All right.
Cool.
Well, I've learned more about my relationship to Milburn, which is a, hapless, kind of, parent.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. Yeah,
I
you
love
can
it.
throw that on your bond sheet if you would like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and figure out how I want to word that in a bond.
You know?
Yeah.
It's
I like
gonna.
that.
I think it's gonna be like live up to Grandpa's expectations is what
I
I'm
like
gonna call
that.
it.
I like that. And then for Jonah, I think you could add to your bonds like a settler saved me from a specter, basically, because that kind of happened.
That's
So
true.
then in a future session, provided everyone wants to keep on rolling,
And I will write,
Jonah saved Settler
Okay,
from a
that makes
dragon.
I'll say Jonah saved
Oh,
me
shit,
from
that's
getting
right, yeah.
legs
Yeah.
completely bitten off.
Yeah.
So do you want to just
I'd
say that both
say-
bonds were resolved in the same
Yeah,
session
I think
that
it's
they were
reasonable to
made?
say that's resolved.
okay, yeah,
yeah.
sure. Take it. Settler needs as much XP as he can get anyway.
Yeah, truly, because I need it. Truly.
Yeah, Raul, I don't think you failed any rolls either. So you guys.
I did not.
No.
All right. So did you guys learn something new and important about the world?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, dragons are scary.
Settler.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually had a lot of questions, like what was that whole place and why was there a dragon?
Well, we're gonna go
We're
back.
gonna need to go back to reloot it when we don't have broken legs, arms ripped off, etc.
Yeah. What we learned is that there is more mystery to this place than there was when we were initially sent there.
Yeah, and there isn't, an old rich civilization that became undead, with a
Yeah.
dragon there.
And I need to research where those undead came from, so that way I can fulfill oath.
There
So
you
it
go.
sounds like you didn't learn anything new. You just have more questions.
I always
We
have more
learned questions.
Yeah, we
We learned
learned
things to lead
questions.
to our questions.
So that's
Because
gonna
we
be
learned
a
that there were undead
negative.
there. We learned that there was
Nice.
a
We lose
civilization
XP.
that turned into undead.
Yeah. Remove XP.
We learned
Alright.
what
But
dragons
there's no
would do to
stupid
us, so we learned how
questions.
impactful having a dragon-killing sword would be if we decided to use it.
Here,
We learned
Here-
a lot.
here's my favorite thing that Settler learned. Next time we find a dragon, he will use the dragon sword.
Probably. Probably.
Well,
I'm not gonna say yes.
His use of his legs.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I have another question.
Okay.
So, does the icy dragon slaying sword, shouldn't it be less effective against ice dragons and more effective against fire dragons? Is it like
I
a
was
rock
gonna
paper
mention that,
scissors
yeah.
thing, or how does it work?
It's funny that you mentioned that because I had prepped a piece of dungeon graffiti that I forgot to mention, but we're just gonna retcon it because I felt like it was important for the entire mood. So when you guys were in the staircase at the very beginning, you saw written in blood, it's just one of life's great ironies, and that irony being an ice dragon is imprisoned in a block of ice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I'm just putting out there what Castor's plans would be for that sword is one, if I level up, is getting to a forge and basically melding it with my signature weapon as part of that
That's
feat.
tight. So I don't think you guys overcame a notable monster at all.
What?
Not
Yeah,
this
I
time.
agree. We didn't overcome
Yeah.
anything notable. That was just
Obviously
really
kidding.
dirt, trash,
Yeah, just
garbage.
whatever.
It was
I'm gonna mark the
And
XP. I'm gonna mark the XP.
You did not loot memorable treasure at all.
Yeah. Okay, well that's
I mean-
another.
Wait, what does
No,
the
I'm
magic
just kidding.
shield
You
do?
totally did.
Do we?
You're gonna
We
have-
don't
We don't know
I
yet.
haven't
Find out.
attuned to it
Not
yet. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we got 2 XP from that, right? We didn't get to learn something new because we got more questions. We got the second 2, correct?
You got notable monster and loot a memorable treasure. Yes, correct.
Excellent.
And when you're level
Alright.
1,
Cool.
you level up at 8?
Yes.
Yes,
Ah, I
am
leveled up.
exactly at
7 plus
level
level.
2.
Yeah, it's 7 plus level. What? Sean said.
And
I feel like I upheld my alignment goal, which is uphold the food chain. I am at the top of it. I'll mark the alignment. The XP.
I got avoid detection. I think I kept my head low and didn't get caught by Draugr.
That is true. You are one of out of 5 people, 2 lost their limbs, and you are not one of them.
So I'd like to make a slightly tongue-in-cheek argument that by killing this dragon, we have in fact broken the figurative chains on those kobolds.
Yeah.
That is true.
I'll allow it. Take your XP.
Cool.
Next question is where do I want to spend my level?
Oh, you don't have your next 6 levels planned out?
I do not.
Oh.
I like taking the levels as they come usually. Like the blacksmithing was something that I thought about as I had the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just about getting a move, right? Because you don't multi-class.
Yeah.
Well, so Ron, there is an option. Each or not every class has the option to multi-class. It's actually a move that you take, and then you get something from another class. So you may or may not have it as a wizard.
I understand.
Like, I could choose to take cleric spells if I wanted, but it doesn't make sense for settler.
And you do get a stat point with your level. So you get a stat point, and then you get to pick one of your level 2 to 5 abilities.
Yeah. So you could bring your stat with the 15 up to a 16 and get +1 modifier, or you could bring your stat that's a 12 up to a +1 modifier. That's usually where you should.
Yeah.
That's the modifier increased numbers. Or your dump stat. You can make your dump stat not a dump stat, but like coward. Have your dump stat. Embrace the dump stat.
Okay, so an ability score goes up 1 as well.
Yep.
Oh. Well, before I do that, I had a question for DM. Because I picked up fighter and I looked at level 1 fighter and I didn't realize how much charisma played into it.
Yeah.
So charisma was my dump stat, building it out. I have not really used charisma or intelligence yet.
Okay.
I just want to swap those scores. So it's changing a 13 with an 8.
Well, I imagine the shock of losing your arm has kind of made you stupid, and but you had to develop a personality, or you have to develop a personality now. So
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Could we get the sword and like mold it to the stump? And then, well, no, he's not left-handed. He'd have to completely learn how to fight differently.
We could, however, mold the shield to the stump.
That's true.
And have a permanent offhand shield. Oh, prosthetic that's just attached to the shield.
Yeah, a prosthetic shield. I'm down for that.
That'd be cool.
So Dorwit is increasing his intelligence. He's not much of a well-rounded character, and he's going to be fount of knowledge whenever he spouts lore about something that the group has no idea about. He gets +1.
Oh, nice.
So
Not a lot of
having
people know
random bits of
this.
information that no one else knows about.
Not a lot of people know this, but in a previous life, Dorwit's name was Basil Exposition.
If there's a reference, I'm not aware of it.
So I just watched the second Austin Powers movie for the first time like 3 days ago, and the guy who gives the exposition is Basil Exposition.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be the one giving the exposition.
Yes. Very
Indeed.
good.
Xavier position.
I contributed 2 points of damage in this session, and then, bits of info.
I mean, 2 points of damage as a wizard with no damage spells per bear.
That's
like
true.
2 more than.
But I
we
get
were
to prepare another spell, and I think it's safe to say the party is pressuring him to prepare magic missile. Not of his own
anything that does
choice.
damage.
So
Hey, man,
he
it's up to
prepares conjure food and water.
Yeah, of course. The spell that matters a lot when you have somebody that's specializing in how to preserve meats.
Ron, it's all about pacifist wizard playthroughs.
Hey,
Do I get to add a spell to my book? Probably.
Let me see
that
one.
would make sense to me, but I will.
You're a wizard, you also get to add a new spell to your spellbook.
Okay, that will be telepathy.
It's
Nice.
right under the level up section.
Oh,
Yeah. I have the book and my character sheet side by side.
Okay,
Now
So I
he
was
can
go-
talk to us directly into our mind.
I can like wag my finger at you no matter where you are.
that's why
We
I
just get a mental image of a finger waving,
Yeah.
just like Jurassic Park style.
I have a feeling that as
but,
Dorwit starts
when you're
contributing damage,
charging
someone
at
will
the
start to
dragon,
compile.
you'll be hearing me in your head saying, "No, you idiot."
Oh yeah, so I was gonna say this when Raul joined, but I noticed that Raul's actual backdrop is like Avery's fake backdrop.
Hey, it's because my actual bookshelves are in another room.
Of course.
And I do have one that has like all of One Piece over here.
Oh, that's
This one,
So-
that's a lot,
it's
dude.
just
That's
like-
a lot.
That's a
Yeah.
wall.
Holy
That's
Oh,
one
yeah.
of my bookshelves.
Is that a real wall behind you?
This
is just
no.
a white wall.
It's just a white wall. I'm saying, but it's
Oh,
a real
that's a
wall.
white wall.
It's a real wall.
Yeah.
You don't
was
need
that-
a green screen. You can just.
I just have a white
That's
wall
true.
back here. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my backyard
is-
door. That's why you guys see it open all the time, because my dogs go
Yeah.
in and out.
Yeah, my bed is like 6 inches behind my chair. That's why I need the green screen, because I also work from here.
I gotcha.
All right, so to
feel that.
satisfy the rules lawyer audience that will look at this in the future, what have we learned about Dungeon World, or what did we like or dislike about it? And in comparison to other systems, and
I hope you
what
guys
did you
have
like
fun.
today?
Well, it's harkening back to Pathfinder 1 with a totally broken paladin.
Oh, Pathfinder 1 had a broken paladin, but
No,
this
so
is broken her.
it's
This
one of
broken
those
her.
things where on
I
the
don't disagree.
subreddit,
I haven't played
on the
Pathfinder 1, but,
subreddit,
you know.
everyone talks about how paladins are so broken. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I've never had a game with a paladin. Yeah, paladins are so fucking broken.
This paladin's
This is
broken
not
now.
fair.
Like
Yes.
50 damage.
I mean, there's a reason I looked at my sheet and I said the things I said in DMs.
Yeah.
You can
No,
now
I get
see
it.
why I'm like, I think I'm overtuned.
No,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. I'm like, no, dude, you're fine. Like, it's cool. And then it's like, yeah, he's pretty OP. So the trope is just every session you're going to lose another limb.
Every session I'm going to
Podcast.
keep on like, I'm going to keep on playing this character as if he thinks he's indestructible
Yeah.
because he might as well be.
He's going to
That's
be Kenny.
awesome.
Like,
That's pretty tight.
so I have this broken mechanics, so I'm just gonna make the backs like his personality match his mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what is this mechanic?
His mechanics is just he's better than you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
More
thought there
health,
was,
damage.
I thought there was a
just-
mechanic
yeah.
called broken, and that you were thematically
No,
leaning into
thematically
it by
my
having your
mechanics
body
are
be broken.
I have the most health of any class, the most damage of any class. I have abilities that further boost my damage, further boost my tankiness. I can know where all the undead are in the room, and I also can heal.
It's certified broken. Like, clearly, Sage Latora and Adam whatever were big pally guys. I'm also a big pally guy, so you know.
I like
Oh, yeah.
paladins. I was playing it just because I like paladin, yeah.
yeah,
So,
paladins.
I will.
Like I read speeds, I'm like, yeah, defensive
Really?
stuff.
I don't
like
know.
defensive.
You didn't analyze all of the classes and pick the most OP one?
No, I just knew that I wanted to
No.
play some bulky boy that never went down. I just kind of read Bloody Aegis, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be the class I pick.
Yeah.
That was my entire thought process. It was Bloody Aegis exists in this class, so I want to pick it.
There you go.
Cool.
So
That's
Ron,
fair.
I will answer your question. I ran D&D primarily for the first 31 years of my gaming career. I've run other games like Talislanta, Teenagers from Outer Space, Bureau 13, Shadowrun, you name it. I've run it over the years. But primarily, D&D, some variant, some edition of D&D. Only one I didn't play was Pathfinder. I did not play Pathfinder, but watching your videos, Pathfinder 2 seems like a really cool system. I'm gonna throw that out there. It's got my favorite mechanic so far is the I can't remember what it's called, but it's where like super powerful monsters, like it bumps up their saving throw, a free category. That's really
Oh,
cool
yeah.
because
Incapacitation.
Someday you and Austin can be part of my, try PF2 game.
sure,
Plan on
sure.
it. Once the season's over and I'm only working one job plus having
Yeah.
a YouTube channel, I will.
And if you need an experienced player, hi,
Nice.
it's me.
So
somewhat
but-
experienced.
the reason I switched to Dungeon World was the stuff that you saw tonight. The ease of descriptions, you know what I mean? You just tell what you're going to do. We play in the theater of the mind. Now, I actually run my Dungeon World game when we run in my house. I actually do use minis because my players like spatial awareness. They like to have that idea, but it's very easy to run in theater of the mind. And it's, if you notice, for the viewers tonight, if you guys notice, it's a conversation. There's no initiative. There's no turn order. We're all just having a conversation. You know what I mean? And, I'm running across the field and I'm like, Jonah, give me some cover, and I'm just trying to get to Castor. Castor's like blood spurting out of his arm. And we're all just, kind of throwing our ideas in.
I like
And-
that I interrupted you and said, give that to a real wizard, and there wasn't anything stopping you from
Nope.
throwing it to me.
Nope.
That
And
did make
that's-
for a really cool moment for sure.
Oh yeah.
And that's, to me, that's what attracted me to Dungeon World, was the narrative first, the fiction first. And then, you know what? We'll worry about how we get to the fiction more, of that. But that's personally why I switched. And don't get me wrong, I love D&D, but it's a tactical combat system primarily at its core.
Yeah.
Not trying to insult. If you love the game, that's fine. But it is a tactical combat system at its core, and role playing happens and exploration happens. And after playing that for 31 years, I needed something new. And thanks to Dragon Con 2012, I got this game.
I have to give compliments to our GM too, as well, for making it so smooth.
Strongly seconded.
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
that's always such a relief to hear, because when I'm running it, I'm like, this is shit, this is garbage, Jesus Christ, what am I doing? We're live streaming this. Oh my god. Everyone's
Totally
totally
fine,
fine,
man.
Suck. So that's a relief. I saw an interesting post on the subreddit where it was like, how does combat even work? Like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I didn't respond because I saw it when I was taking a shit.
Yeah.
But I saw it, I'm like, it's called have social skills. Like, if you see, like, okay, so I'm just pulling an example out of my ass, but like settlers doing a ton of shit at something, and then Jonah Darrowshire has not spoken in a while. Hey Jonah, what are you doing? Boom, re-engaged. Oh my god, like, just that, like, I feel like it's not hard. Like, and then you just go through every single like, you don't need initiative, you just go through, you go with what makes sense. Like, we would have some time over here, I'm like, you could see my hands, like
and that kind of harkens to, because I run Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition every 3 weeks. I have a Pathfinder 2e session every week, and then I'm playing in this, but it harkens to a homebrew rule that we actually utilize for our D&D campaign, where we still roll for initiative, but instead of doing like all the math to figure out who goes where and doing it just straight in that order, you assign whoever got above the monsters into a group, whoever got below the monsters into a group, and then those groups can do whatever in whatever order to have that conversation, to have that social interaction there, because you're part of a party. For the most part, when you're part of a party, or at least have an idea of what that other person is going to be doing in some sense.
You can let them get you your openings and make openings
tactics
for other people.
Exactly. You, as part of like a combat group, you have tactics, but us as players, we probably don't have that, and that's where that kind of social conversation integrates itself. It's also why I have trouble sometimes interjecting, because I like listening to what other people are doing so I can try and act in accordance to that.
But then if you have a DM who's not garbage, which I'd like to think I'm not garbage, they go, all right, so Avery, what does Castor do?
Yeah, you're excellent at that.
Meanwhile, I am on the other side, where I very, very much heavily enjoy being proactive and causing the problem.
I've noticed.
You can tell.
Simultaneously,
I say things like, I'm not going to use the magical sword that you clearly gave us to kill the final boss. I'm just not going to use it.
Yeah.
On the group working together, that was actually how D&D was before 3rd edition. For the first 25 years, you had group initiative, as at least as the default, and the group of people talked to each other. To decide what each person did. And now I will tell you this, and again, I've been a DM, so if you took the 34 years I've been gaming, because I started in 1988, I was in 8th grade, and you crushed all of my game time together, my time as a player is probably anywhere from 6 months to a year. I just don't get to play much. Most people want me to DM. I will say,
but okay.
Yeah, right. I will say this type of game is 100% group dependent. There are groups that I had when I was in high school. This game would not work because you had hogs and they just wanted to do everything, and they wanted to be the one always talking. In this game, or really any PTBA game, PBTA game, it has to be a group effort. You have to have a more mature group of players to understand I can't just keep talking and daisy chaining stuff together. I'd like to hear what Dorwit does. I would like to hear what Castor does. I'd like to hear what Jonah does. I'd like to hear what Settler does. You know what I mean? So that is one of the downfalls about this game, is if you have, and anybody who's a DM, that player, you know who I'm talking about. This game is not going to be the game that you're going to want them in.
Yeah, that player's Ronald in this game.
but like my current gaming group, my newest player, right, is technically my wife and my brother-in-law, and they're 6 years. Two of my friends I've been gaming with since 1991.
That's
so
insane.
you know, the group, we're all friends. We all hang out, so it flows very smooth in Dungeon World. And one thing that I want to try and start doing next time we game is combo moves, where Castor does something and then I add to it, or Settler adds to it, and that even starts bringing the cohesiveness. I had a game where one of my friends ran at the fighter, and he's like Captain America me, and he jumps on the guy's shield and he launches him up in the air, you know.
That's sick.
And it starts turning in, you know, and you start adding that. Now, I want to say one last thing, and I'm going to shut up, and I'm talking too much. And Jonah, this was the first night I gamed with you, but the Ron, Avery, and Sean, I got the names right? I'm still trying to remember everybody's name. I wanted to compliment you guys, because I was telling my group on, not Tuesday, but Tuesday a week ago, how when we started the first game, you guys were like, I'll walk up and hack and slash, because you guys weren't sure. And by the end of that first session, you guys are like, I do this, I do that, I do this. And you guys had moved away from the moves, and you were just telling Sean, I'm going to do this, or Austin, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, you know? And it was awesome to see. I just wanted to compliment you guys. It was awesome to see that transition into, all I got to do is talk, and stuff will happen.
Yeah.
So
speaking of that, here's the ultimate question. Raul, your first time playing, I think.
Yep. So,
What'd you think?
yes, this is my first time with Dungeon World. I think, first off, this session specifically, this was fantastic. This was great. We got like a lot of like stuff happened, and it happened in cool, interesting ways, and it happened in ways that the party influenced. Right. I think that coming into it, I was a little bit, I guess, nervous about the specifics of the conversation system for how gameplay works, but that perfectly assuaged. Everything went what I thought was very smoothly, worked really well. And then also, outside of this specific in-session and talking about background stuff, I really appreciated how the world building for the game is communal with the party, and we all have our, like in the Discord, we've been spending a lot of time talking about the world, and I think most of us or all of us have added little bits to what's going on. We've talked about the world. We've made our own plans and our own lore, and I think that's really fantastic for a game.
I'm just gonna clip that from the VOD and just like play it on repeat. Like whenever I'm having a bad day, I'll just yeah, there we go.
that's awesome, and I am glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. Yeah, I'm stoked you had fun.
That was awesome.
Sorry, I totally just cucked what Andrew was gonna say. Go ahead, Andrew.
No, you're fine, man. That's fine. But if you notice, like I said, Jonah, are you the one that we were you're the one that we were talking about in the Discord about how you're like the ranger, you're our portal to the wild. So if you notice, when we got into the weapon, how that was Castor's area, because Castor's the fighter. He would know heraldry, and that's another thing I like about the system is that you don't need to have a skill in it. Whereas in most games, do you have the box checked for heraldry? Do you have the box checked for blacksmithing? In a Dungeon World game, and in most of the PBTA games, your background is you. Right? You write your background. And if you're like I run a game where one of my characters is like, I'm a mechanic. And so when we get to mechanic stuff, they're the mechanic. And I ask them, well, is this something your character would know? And they, which is very hard for people who run other systems, they get to decide, do I know that? You know, and you gotta rely on your people not to be munchkins. So once we get out of this dungeon, you're going to get a chance to shine as we're doing cross-country stuff. You're going to be you know, all the naturey guys. So we all have our specialties.
Settler had to be the naturey guy before you got here, so
Yeah.
That burden is now off the shoulders.
yeah,
Yes.
it's like, oh, cool. One thing Settler doesn't need to do now. Cool.
I'll
Step down
have
for
to
party
accept
leader a
that.
little bit.
So
So here's the question: when are we going to find out what happens next?
I'm free tomorrow.
Okay, that's a very fast turnaround time.
I'll leave
am
that to
not
you
free
guys.
tomorrow.
I think,
will say that much.
Yeah, I'm not
My
free.
campaigns are bi-weekly, and so I think we should plan for every couple weeks, and the week of check in.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
The 410.
So whoever just said 410, I think that was Avery. That works for me, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2 Sundays
Yeah,
from now.
let's just keep on doing these Sundays at the same time slot, if we can.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm fine with that.
We'll all do check in on Discord. Me or Austin will, bother everybody. Okay, so let's do the outro stuff. So I hope everybody enjoyed this.
Oh yeah, this is a piece
Hello.
of content.
Yeah. People will be watching this forever. And to continue watching the campaign, subscribe to the Rules Lawyer Discord community channel. The link is in the video description. And also join the Discord to meet us and other people who are organizing games. And how can people follow you, Austin?
Oh, wow, the plug. This is so weird with like 4 other people who like aren't content guys. Not saying you can't be content guys, but yeah, you can subscribe to me on YouTube at Tabletop Bro. I also have a Twitter that I don't use. Same thing, Tabletop Bro at whatever. That was the worst plug I've ever done in my life, but
Don't worry, you'll have more attempts at it.
Indeed, it was unexpected because I completely forgot. Like at the first hour, I'm like, oh my god, we're live streaming this. I got it, and then I just like fell into my flow, and then I kind of forgot we're making content until 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyone else want to add anything? If not, we'll say. Oh, Swing Ripper.
I just want to mention like one final thing about like the fights in the system. I think it's that the GM has a lot of dials that they can turn by how proactive the monsters are with what they do.
A good way of thinking out. Wait, elaborate. I think I know what you're saying. But...
Because like you decided that this dragon appears, it reels back for its breath attack. What do?
Oh yeah.
And you could decide to have the dragon make moves more often to force situations. If you feel like it's too easy or feel like it's too hard, you could let the party have more
100%.
time to do proactive stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like the GM has this dial between active and proactive on the monsters, so they can adjust the difficulty on the fly in that way.
Yep. And actually, one of the things that when you get to make that move is when the party looks at you to see what happens. And what a lot of people
straight from the book.
I did, but this was I when I first started running it, I had a very hard time because my monsters didn't feel actiony enough, and I didn't understand why. And somebody on the Reddit informed me, you do realize that after every action, the players look at you to see what happens, and it never dawned on me. And that's, so when you're like, I run up and I jump in the air and I stab it in the face, what do? You look at the DM to see what happens. I have the option to take a move. And I want to tell you, Austin, you did that beautifully tonight. I could see you dropping in the stuff where every time we were looking at you, you were like, do I need to make a move? Nope. Boom. But it kept the fight flowing.
Yeah.
I have not mastered that yet, so I'm a little bit of jelly, sir.
I'm gonna leave with one final thing.
And Ron
Before I
and
make my
Austin, thank you guys for making
spaghetti.
content. I love watching your content, so I appreciate that.
This is my actual reaction.
Oh, I know this one.
The 1 frame per second Discord Zoom video share.
Yes.
I don't think we
True.
have the captions, but one needs to see the full sound. Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yes, god damn it.
I will
Yes,
go. I will
did
go
it.
watch that when we're done here.
Damn it. Here, I'll link it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so So that was beautiful, dude. I can't. I
Thanks,
haven't
man.
achieved that in my games yet. My games are still a little choppy, but
It's the stuff I need to hear.
thank you guys. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And
Dude, thanks for filling Raul's spot 2 weeks ago.
Hey.
Now we have both of you, and it's great.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So I'm
Oh,
gonna end
nice.
the stream. Goodbye.
2 weeks.
Nice stream.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Yeah, should be in about
and,
2 weeks on the other channel. Okay.
Yeah, feel free to post shit in the Dungeon World thing. And